red, blue, purple light. Friends, red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts, red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, if we don't put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
All right, we got Blue Pillar in the building. Peace to the family. Peace. I had the mute on. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, 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 welcome. You are now rocking with the best. This is your brother Red Pillar, joined by none other than my twin brother Blue Pillar. Peace to the family. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace to the fam.
Yes,
As
yes.
always, yes.
As always. You dig?
Yes, indeed.
As
It's an
always.
honor to be back in the building.
You done know. You done know. Wagwan.
Wagwan with you, my brother.
Man, just working, man. You know, staying busy, staying active. You know what I mean? Just lining things up. We got this big event coming up for the new year, so I've been on Zooms and on phone calls and doing a lot of stuff, just getting all of that ready. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
What's good with you though?
Same. Just been extremely active, tying up all of the loose ends at the end of the calendar year, fiscal calendar year, getting ready for the explosive 2025. You know what I'm saying? That is clearly shaping up. Just remaining diligent. You know what I'm saying? Sticking with my regimen and my routine.
Yes.
I don't want to say that I sustained an injury. I don't want to predicate it in that language. I will just say that I had a humbling experience the other day in the gym.
Okay.
And, we have a tendency to think that for whatever reason, and we all have our own reasons, that it can't happen to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And it be, this year is really about retrospective and oversight. There's so many posts that I meant to make that I didn't get an opportunity because you can't, like, saying AI spiritual is one thing, right? But there's certain shit that IG just don't let me post.
Right.
And you be fighting it, and you be like, yo, why this ain't going up? And then you figure out in the long run that was spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, son, don't
Yeah,
make a fool out of
everything ain't
yourself
the
because you,
algorithm.
huh?
Everything is not the algorithm. We got to talk about spiritual algorithm because that's
Yeah,
real too.
we have to speak about ancestral intelligence, and again, in my paradigm, we're intertwined at all times with spirit realm. There's never a blinking second, microsecond, millisecond where you are outside of spirit. You know what I'm saying? So I rather make those observations to see how spirit is moving through things rather than I'll go there first before I go to the conspiracy or the algorithm or them folks. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So spirit be interceding on my behalf and not allowing me to do certain things when I'm in a egotistical mood, right? When I want to pop my shit, if you will, sometimes. You
Right, right.
know, my message this year from Spirit Realm has really been about humility, and again, I know that these words and these titles and these concepts get a bad rep in consciousness because everybody's a badass and you know they know the etymology of all words and everything, but until you can find a word that replaces that and really speaks to that energy, you feel me, that's continuously a word that I have to fall back on. um Humility, you know what I'm saying, hubris, where they like, yo, things could be going for you one way
Right,
and then it could change, you know what I'm saying, and you should show some humility to a degree because you just don't know, you don't know how this thing is going to shape up. And I had a humbling experience, you feel me,
yeah.
and in order to do the super feats and the supernatural, just in order for you to compete, in order for you to show up at an elite level, you need everything to be working consistently, congruently, should I say. And one thing thrown out of whack,
Throws everything off.
yeah, but then you really get to see who what you made of and who you are, because I be in the gym and I don't want to say that I don't have the same level of compassion of people who work through injury, but if you don't have it, you know what I'm saying? It's really, you can only imagine, but you really can't get there with them because you
Right,
riding the high of the fact that you don't got no injuries. You know what I'm saying? And you acing your exam. You in there knocking stuff out. You doing your personal your all time highs and your personal records, and you just excelling. You're accelerating. You're running through shit. You know what I mean? You're knocking things out, and
right,
you're remaining humble because other people might be in pain, so you don't want to rub it in their face too much. You want to be compassionate. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I
it's
had a
all
humbling
good.
experience, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the territory, bro. It's all good. You feel me? We all go through these things, and you will
Yeah,
bounce back.
and they
Your
say
body
that they
will
say
heal.
again, even that part where it's like come with the territory. I swore that I was beyond it. I thought that I was above it. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, there was that voice in my head that was hyping me up, and I was falling
Right,
into it. Like, yeah, nigga, it'll never happen to me.
right, right, right.
Yeah, till it happened to you, and you like, whoa,
Indeed.
it's a different feeling altogether. So yeah, I am
Speedy
taking,
recovery. I'm talking about speedy recovery to you,
yes,
and your body will adjust and you will continue to do everything that you've been doing and whatnot. You know what
inshallah,
I mean?
yes,
And you'll be doing it to a higher level this time around. You had an exemplary, you had a wonderful year in terms of getting back into the gym and challenging your body and you decided to make that journey public to share with people and whatnot. So that's a beautiful thing. I'm sure that you inspired a lot of people to tap in and to wake up early and to get with this health and fitness, not just in verbiage. You showed people, you know what I mean, what it is to get busy and whatnot. So continue doing that. And I love the fact that you are transparent about the highs and lows, the ebb and flow of what fitness is, because fitness is just not, I'm sure that the Tukey Williams, I'm trying to remember some people that worked out and all. That's my default.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
default.
sure
Tukey, yeah.
Joe
Tukey's the
Atlas is
default. Ron Coleman, Tukey, Phil Heath. I mean, that Lou Ferrig. You could throw, you could throw all them
all
other
that.
folks in there
Right,
that we grew
right.
up on.
Feel me? Like I remember when I sustained a slight injury and it felt like I pinched a nerve and I had what they call a Batman neck. I was moving like Michael Keaton for a while because I could not do this. If I had to turn around, I had to go my whole body. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
And
do.
yeah, Blue
Yes,
Ferrigno. You know what I'm saying? And it was an excruciating pain. You feel me? And I had to even go and get the venom treatment. You know what I mean? I had to go ahead and get the snake
you had to
treatment.
get
You know
some
what I
snake.
mean? Yeah, to bring me back. You feel
Damn,
me? The brother, he made transition too. What was his
Chief
name?
Nighthawk.
Chief
Yeah,
Nighthawk. He administered some of the medicine for me.
yeah.
And when I tell you it was a miracle, it took it away in 2 days to the point where I forgot that I even had the pain. Like
How about
I can't
how
even
about that?
remember what it felt like. Yeah.
How about that? You know what I'm saying? Did yeah, there's you know, yeah, man, I'll just leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And pain relief, we again, if you have not been in that space, and we're speaking about that unbearable pain, like think about living with a root canal type, you know,
Yikes.
yeah, I mean, people have gotten car accidents, they ruptured or their spine has just slipped. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just the level of discomfort that comes from, you know, spine injury, um,
Injury. Yeah, yeah, just injury.
knees getting blown out, ACL being torn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these things lead people to get remedies. You want to, let me premise something, right? If you have the time, of course, I want to just lead up to this because we ain't been on for a minute.
Right.
And Thanksgiving hit last Thursday, and a post had popped up, right? And I didn't make the post. The post probably popped up Tuesday or Wednesday, and I waited. And then Thursday was a flood of similar posts that popped up. So I was just gathering posts, and I was like, I'm gonna make the post when it's appropriate. I don't know if I even post anything on Thanksgiving, but I came back around and I put something up, and it was speaking about gratitude, right? Science of gratitude, right? Because
Okay.
I was gonna I'm gonna save this for Monday and get on my gratitude post and really explain to people, there's a science to being thankful. And then
Right.
Corey, he kind of biohacked it. So we had Jim Thursday morning, Thanksgiving, break of dawn. And for whatever reason, I just didn't feel like going to the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I just wanted to rest that rising. And I didn't want to get up and go. So I did get up and go though, you know what I mean? And rather than bringing a groggy attitude into the building, you know, the minute I seen him, he was like, "I'm thankful." And what I mean? I didn't even buy into the whole, oh, this might be, what I'm saying, building off of Thanksgiving. I acquiesced with the energy and kept the atmosphere a thankful one. Like, yeah, yeah, I'm thankful too. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
thankful. We just getting into thankfulness, right? We staying on that vibration. And
No doubt.
the concept was being thankful of pain, right?
Yeah.
Because the only thing that affirms to you that you're alive and you're not NPC and you're not in the matrix is pain. Nothing affirms to you more that you are a human than pain, right?
Mm.
So we get into these categories about being gods and know that you a god even when they say you ain't. Yeah, nigga. And we had that GNX on too, right? We was pumping that GNX in the gym, so
Yeah, that hit hard in the gym
it
too.
hit hard. It hit different in the gym, right?
Yo.
It almost plays all the way through. I be skipping the love songs, but you know, shout out to Blue Dream. Shit, that might be one of the two of them songs might be her fuel. But yeah, so he's listening to the album and reinforcing this concept about embracing pain and being thankful for pain. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get through pain. Like there's no way to avoid it. You feel me? You have to change your attitude around how you incorporate it because it's gonna be there. There's just nothing in life unless you live your entire life off of opiates that you're gonna be able to exclude the experience of pain. And that could be heartbreak, that could be physical pain, you know what I'm saying? I could be looking at your people and you like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that internal pain, because we are sentient, we have these physical spacesuits that are wired with neurons. They're wired with the wires that, signal to the rest of your body that you feel pain and where the pain is at and it's localized and it amplifies and all of this stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I just, I float along with it, but I ain't feel no real pain in a long time. And I haven't been sore, even with the endurance of the type of physical fitness that we've been doing. Um, I wasn't, you know what I mean? I love, going along to get along, but I wasn't
Right.
really experiencing the soreness that everybody else was. I was taking that sports more, so the cordyceps was helping. I ran out of sports more stuff.
Right.
I ran out of sports mores, and there was something else that I normally took that I didn't take. You know what I'm
Was
saying?
it this? Was it the Ormus? I
Shout out to
ran
my
out of
brother
this.
Sharif.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
These this
taking the
this
Ormus. Because I do the gold water as well. I was taking the Ormus. Shout out to Riz as well. I haven't taken
this
that on the way to the gym. I took, I take that like later in the day.
right.
I just do sports more and gold when I go to the
Okay.
gym.
This is
But we
legit
got in
though.
there and we had okay, so last week we had a grueling schedule. I hope I'm not taking too much of your time out,
You're
but
not
I just want to give you an idea of just like what going bonkers look like. So last week we was doing a schedule that was just out of this world. You know what I'm saying? Like we it's called splits, and you take a split and you do the split for either 4 to 6 weeks. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? And the splits is what really really pushes you to that next level. um so case in point, the splits we was doing since last week, these included 25 to 50 reps,
Right.
5 sets of each, right? Case in
Okay.
point, like we starting out on the bench, flat bench, you know what I'm saying? We doing 5 sets of 15s on the flat bench, and then you got to do your last set, which is your 6 sets. You got to max out. That's just opening up the workout. Seated
Right.
behind neck press, 3 sets of those for 25 with 60-second rest in between. Sometimes 30-second second rest. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yeah, these niggas like that's right. Yeah, so these were extremely grueling regimens to undertake. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have to eat the right way. You got to rest the right way. You feel me? And you really have to just have a level of you got to have grace on your body because you are tearing your body down. And again, I don't
Build and
want to get all
destroy.
preachy, but
Destroy the temple. And they say
yeah,
destroy it.
so
That was
that's what bodybuilding is about, family.
Supernova
You're
saying.
tearing down your body to rebuild it. You know what I'm saying? So every time that you in there wilding out with those lifts, you're tearing muscle, micro tears, nonetheless. But think about, you know what I'm saying? If think about Killmonger, right, and how he had all of them tats. Imagine if all of them tats was open. You know, them tats got to close up and heal up, and then potentially the tightening of the healing is what makes you stronger. When you tear the muscle, there's a signal that goes out that says, yo, when we build this, we have to reinforce it to be a little bit stronger. It's like when you put a mortar in between a brick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So that's the science of bodybuilding. Your body has to your body has to retrieve certain things from certain places to send to other places to do the repair. So your diet has to be on point because you have to get the protein and everything else that you need in there to replace not only what you have utilized but for the rebuild. And then you got to get your rest because that's when the body repairs itself.
Repairs. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, all that being said, you know what I mean? I got in there on Monday and I had 2 days off prior to that. So I was a little cocky, you know what I'm saying? And I
Okay.
just came in the other day at 150, and that was my all-time weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I eclipsed my goal of 144, and I've been going for 155. That's my new goal. So I hit 150, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm halfway up my goal. I
Right.
might be able to do it before the year is out. You know what I'm saying? So I just started feeling myself.
You was like
And
Bitcoin.
yeah, yeah.
Thought you was gonna hit 100.
But
Yeah.
I was gonna hit 100 like Bitcoin. Bitcoin gonna
Man,
hit 100. I think it's at 98, right?
it's inching towards it.
It's
Yes.
inches. Yeah. So rather than me inch towards, you know, we jump right back in there, and I had deadlifts to open up with the other morning, um, 5 sets. You know what I mean? And I didn't do warm up because I was cocky. I was in my head like, nah, I've been off too long. Nigga, I could do this. I did this in my sleep. I just came from doing 15 of these the other day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? 5 sets at my max weight. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But that
On my
wasn't the
second
case.
one, hmm,
That wasn't the case. It was a smackdown.
it wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? On my second
Mhm.
set, I felt something that I have not felt prior to this. You know what I mean? And deadlifts, I don't know if you do them, but they're very tedious in terms of the form. You know
The
what I'm saying? You
form,
have to
the
be
straight, right?
meticulous to the form because of the weight on your back,
Right.
and the slope that your back has to be on rather than than your back being rounded.
Curve. I already know.
So I'm just going through that, and I'm humbled for the experience, and I'm cautious for the first time. I haven't been cautious in a long time regarding my because like I said, I've been in the gym with a whole different attitude and energy about what this body is capable of and pushing my body to certain limits and everything. You
Right.
know what I mean? I don't want to have to bring up age and shit. you know. But
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So people were asking if you have um any type of like a regimen that you could share. So I do want to remind everybody that the brother just put a book out and whatnot. This is not a shameless plug,
All right.
but Blue put a book out called The Gold Body Challenge, and you want to
Yes, I
go
did.
ahead and push that for the fam?
Yes, absolutely. So I do have a book out, and this book details like the first 30 days of a regimen. I have two levels. I have the beginner's level and I have an intermediate level. I don't have an elite level because I'm not a trainer and I did not want to step into that space where I'm giving recommendations, for hardcore training. But I do have something that people can get started with for their first 30 days. And more importantly, I have a meal prep plan, and they have two versions. I have one that's, for looser vegans, vegetarians slash, And I got another one for the alkaline diet Sabeites. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit more meticulous. So I do have that. I have the science behind, you know, when to get the best sleep so your body could be in accordance with the circadian rhythm of the planet.
Yes.
Um, as well as some other, you know, helpful insights and tips. You know what I'm saying? Some things that I was able to glean um, throughout my journey. So that book is available. I believe that it's on your, what you call that? What's it called? Buy Me Coffee?
Buy me a coffee. Yeah, let
Yeah,
me put
it's on
that
my
there.
IG. You know, the link is in my bio. You can find it on Gumroad. Actually, if you don't want to go through IG, you just want to go to Gumroad and look it up. Go Body Challenge, or you can go through Reg's portal. You feel me? But
Yes.
we do have that available, and is again, it's detailed, it's meticulous, it's a beautiful layout. 42 pages. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Spin City is in the building. Spin,
Shout
what
out to
up, my
Spin.
good brother? Yeah, shout out to Spin. Spin, the the brother Ross Ben was asking about you today. You know what I'm talking about? He inquired, and I was like, yeah, we was, I told him that you're doing good, that you working out, you know what I mean, handling business and whatnot. So I want to tap y'all in and get y'all on the phone together. But shout out to Spin.
Shout
He's
out.
been doing, yeah, he's been in combat, doing his combat training.
Yeah, he's on his MMA training. You know what I mean?
Man, I was watching some John Jones.
You, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you push my algorithm because that joint popped up in my algorithm, and I've been deep diving on John Jones too. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Man,
ironically enough, these past few days I have been doing deep dives. Um, I watched a whole documentary on him earlier, matter of fact.
they
Um,
kicking each other in the shins, going crazy with the shin kicks. That's the shit that got me like, how sway. I remember just bumping my shin. Remember,
yeah,
I
but
had a
that's, you
bed.
know, yeah. I mean, that's the Muay Thai. You have to build. You know what I mean? You got to build that femur bone, that shin. You know, that's how
Yeah,
you could knock a nigga top off. You know, if you work on them shins, or you could
them
get your shit
spin
cracked,
kicks. You
and you
feel
don't want
me?
that. So
Them spin kicks. I remember I had the bed frame when I lived in Harlem back in the days. And the
mm,
bed frame, I had to put a goddamn sock on that shit because the bed frame always was catching me in the shin.
yeah, that's the
My
worst.
goodness. That shit was catching me in the shit. Put me, so seeing these MMAs, and I saw another fight yesterday where I'm talking about these were skinny dudes going ham on each other's shins on a man. I'm like, I need to strengthen my shins.
You do.
But going back to the conversation initially to when you started talking about pain, I wanted to jump in and whatnot, and you know, I was letting you talk, but the aspect of pain, it's not just something that we go through in the quote unquote gym. Like this aspect of being able to breathe through the pain, it shows up in our everyday life.
Oh, it's
You know,
definitely, these are definitely life lessons.
yes.
This is all about life. You know what I mean?
If you're
And you know, it's
on,
micro macro. So
it is micro macro.
mhm.
People who signed up for what they call the spiritual journey. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
That right there is a painful process. You're going through pain when you go through these journeys and whatnot, especially when you're going through what they call a spiritual journey. You have to endure. This is about endurance. So a lot of people start losing things. A lot of people begin to get challenged and whatnot. They lose what they deem as friends, loved ones. You might lose your job. You know what I'm talking about? Things begin to get a little more difficult in terms of, how to accumulate the type of resources that you were accumulating when you were basically on your belly or a knuckle dragon.
Yeah. Your transitional period is a painful one because you're going through a rebirthing process. It's a chrysalis process. This tantamount to what a caterpillar has to go through to become a butterfly.
Yes.
You feel me? And you got to punch through that chrysalis. Like it's just not going to crack on its own. It takes a lot of pressure, or it incorporates a lot of pressure and a lot of discomfort. And yeah, it's going to challenge you. You feel me? It's going to challenge you, and these are the things that either make or break an individual. How bad do you want it? Because you learn that you have been tethered to things that are non-serving that was part of your old life, and when you start unplugging like Neo did when them cords started coming out of him, you feel me, when he was going
Right.
through the rebirth and he had to cough up, what I'm saying, that phlegm and all of
That
that.
phlegm, right? All that
Yeah,
mucus.
all that
Do you
mucus,
know what comfrey
all that
is?
afterbirth. It's a
Do you know
herb.
what comfrey? It's a herb.
Hmm.
Yeah, we gotta get on that. Strengthen the bones.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you got to strengthen the bones. You got to go through, what I mean, that whole process of making your shins hard as steel. What I mean? Because yeah, you're gonna need them to be heading towards what we heading towards. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to be able to kick down walls and sustain blows where it's not gonna cripple you.
Right.
So
So would you suggest combat training for people who are in their 40s and over? Is that something that you would definitely co-sign?
again, I don't want to make a general blanket statement like that. I would suggest it for you. I would suggest it for people within our network. You know what I mean? Who need to be combat ready.
Right.
Um, but I can't make a blanket statement because I don't know. Somebody can be listening to this and be 200 pounds overweight at the age of 40 something. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't get up and do the rudimentary first step things that need to be done before they get into combat training. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Recall like in 2020, I was going to a boxing gym. Kumo D was in there. Kali Park was in there. There was a few people in there,
Right.
and yeah, I just like I had broke my cool protocol, and I was just proselytizing to Kumo D as best as I could. Like I had gave him the CMOS on the strength, like nah, just with the extra bladder rack in it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Kumo D, the rapper?
Yeah,
Where you saw him at?
he was attending my boxing gym here in Atlanta.
Okay, Kumo D.
Kumo D, yes,
All
Kumo.
right, that's what's up. Yo, Spin City, send me your email. I'll tap you in, let you pull up real quick so we
Yeah.
could talk about it.
So yeah, he was. What I'm trying to say is that he was overweight, and it was paining me to watch him go through those sessions and be winded the way that he was. Where I'm like, you need to lose the weight first, and then what I'm saying, you could get in here and start hitting these bags, and getting in the ring and sparring and things of that nature. Because it was like putting the horse before the cart before the horse.
Right.
And yeah, that was a painful thing to watch. So I would say the same. That those recommendations should not be as general and broad because I don't know people's personal, what I mean, situation. But I think and I feel, that it would be a good inclusion to anybody, that wants to be combat ready. I think that we all should. What I'm saying is that I feel that we all, to some extent, need to be combat ready. Even the women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Even the women.
Shout out to America in the building. Uh,
Yes.
Anybody in the ATL, she is going to have a grand opening for her studio, Smash Studios.
Yes.
All right. If you want to drop the Addy, I'll drop the Addy for us, and we'll let the family know. We do have some announcements to make today on the show, some special, some great news that we want to share with everybody. I do want to say before I do begin, I want to send a rest in peace, rise in power to one of my day ones, one of my best friends, Poop Man, who made transition on this day in 2019,
That's a fact.
right before the lockdown and everything. And we've been talking about him, me and my guys, we've been talking about him real heavy. And I didn't even realize his anniversary was today. So
It is.
I
It
still want
is.
to put it out there, a Flatbush legend, a
And
a
yeah,
all around legend.
and we're always reminded of the date because today is Jay-Z's born day. And Poop Man was the first person to bring Jay to Brooklyn during the Reasonable Doubt run. We had, our team put our ones together, and we threw a historic, monumental, classic party in Brooklyn, featuring Jigga Man. And Poop Man was responsible for that.
Right.
Shout out to my dude Scruff Daddy. I know he must be going through it right now.
Rise in power to Chairman Fred Hampton. Yes, yes,
Yes,
indeed. To
Rise
his
of Power.
spirit as well.
Yes, indeed,
You
absolutely.
feel me? So, for everybody that lost somebody that's close to them, you dig? I just want to, it is,
Yeah, man. Yeah. To all of the family, but definitely Poop Man, may his memory continue to endure. Um, Happy born day to my dude Alpha, right? It's Alpha's born day as well. You know what I'm saying?
oh yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's one of them days, man.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that it was his birthday.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. Real quick, let me play this clip so we
Yeah.
can announce what we
Yeah.
gotta announce and we could get to what we gotta get to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Real quick, y'all. I want to make this announcement. We have a grand opening coming up on New Year's Eve. Check us out.
Peace to you and yours, brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. Yes.
Can you hear Blue?
Say all good things come to those
Yeah.
who wait. And they also say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So with that being said, it's time to finish 2024 in spectacular fashion. Me and Blue Pill and the rest of our team cordially invite you to the grand opening of the bookstore, gallery, studios, a one-of-its-kind content house, and also a membership club. You dig? Yes, we're going to be opening up our doors for the first time on New Year's Eve, and we invite you to pull up and be a part of history. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You, boy. Yeah, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you are creative, if you are visionary, if this sounds like something that you've been looking for, then I need you in the building. Come and make history with us, all right? It's going to be an all-day event. We will have food, drinks, music. It's 420 friendly. You'll be on that back porch getting it in. You dig what I'm saying? Networking, all type of things. You deserve it all right? So I look forward to seeing you. If this is something that you want to do, comment RSVP, and we will send you further information. With that being said, peace, love, and light, man. Y'all stay up. One.
Yes,
Peace to you,
indeed.
yo.
Yes, indeed. So we've been keeping certain things under wraps because you know what they say. Can't you can't talk about what you're doing until you do it. You know what I mean? And until it's done. So cat is out the bag. We have a new spot right there now. This is in Midtown, you know what I mean? For all of the family in the ATL who are on the outskirts, who've been waiting for something to come inside the city. We're right off of Edgewood, all right? Right over there by MLK, where the MLK Historic District is, right next to Slutty Vegan,
Right next to Slutty Vegan.
to the Slutties. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And this is going, yeah, this is going to be a bookstore. Well, we're not necessarily selling book, but this is going to have books. We're going to have books for sale, books to read. We encourage reading, of course. It's also going to be a gallery where we'll have some of the high-end clothing designers, fashion designers, and manufacturers set up in there. And then we'll also have KTL Plus Studios, where we're going to be helping creatives get to the bag through licensing and the right way, the real way, you
Yeah,
know?
really getting dressed for the party. It's an amazing time. It's an amazing coincidence that this conversation is taking place globally about the music game and music rights and distribution and payola and record this and record that. You know what I'm saying? All of these
Right.
things have been what I've been studying for the last 5 or 6 months and putting in place, so we can really be a clearinghouse for content, you know what I mean? And we really want to show the creatives how to monetize their content in all ways possible. You know what I mean? I did a video earlier a few months ago that went viral about 26 different ways to monetize content creation. And the majority of the content or the comments were defending YouTube and their ad revenue share, but not too many people were asking, well, what's the 25 other ways to get paid? You know what I mean? They were just interested in defending them folks. So we're going to be putting on a clinic at this venue. You know what I'm saying? This is an upscale venue, right in the heart of the city, literally right behind MLK's house, his historic home that he grew up in, right next to Slutty Vegan, right on Edgewood, a few doors down from the historic Pizza Parlor. So yeah, we're gonna be in the building, you know what I mean? And you are cordially invited. Space is limited. So if you want to be in the building, I'd advise that you tap in. We'll have links available, I believe by tomorrow. But you can holler at us, in the back channels and take care of you. Feel me?
Definitely.
Today, yeah, let me just put it in perspective. Today also, Pimp C made transition today.
Okay.
Yeah, Pimp C made transition on the 4th. You feel me?
I know that. Yeah. Interesting.
Um, this is a feast day for Shango, right?
Yes.
It's Shango's feast day, so I would
Make sure
expect to
y'all
see
be shown.
red and white out there, Um, Fat Pat, you know what I'm saying? For my down south Houston family,
But this is transition day too?
No, in fact, it's his born day. It's Tyra
This is
Banks'
born
born.
day? Okay.
Yeah. A lot on the 4th of December.
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 Yeah, December. So yeah, December is going to be pretty much packed for KTL. We decided to close this one out with a bang. We have multiple events lined up for the family and whatnot for December. So just stay tuned. The first one, of course, is going to be our New Year's celebration. We encourage and we invite. I don't care if you live in El Segundo, we have tickets for this event. This is not a free event. Our venues are not free. It's not just something that you could walk inside of. This is going to be a membership club, members only. That's how we move in 2025. Membership comes with privileges, of course, but we do not have an open door policy for anything that we're doing anymore because why would we? That's just not the way to go. Um, I'm the subscription based model is going to be my economic model moving forward. Um, I got a whole video that I'm working on right now that's going to share the reason why the streamers are winning. I've been doing my deep dives and whatnot, and the reason why the streamers took over in 2024. The streamers are bigger than the rappers. It's not necessarily because of video games or anything else. It's the business model that Twitch has. And shout out to fan base as well. Isaac Hayes III. Me and his politics don't mix, but he does have the subscription-based model that Twitch has. So he's
Yes.
going to be a leader in the future.
Shout out, yes, shout out to that brother. Um, Again, do not necessarily agree with his politics, but I'm thoroughly impressed with his business moves, his vision, his ability to see, down the road where things were heading and position a company where we can exponentially benefit if we play the game in the right capacity. This is also a venture, a joint venture with KTL Plus, where this content creation house that is available to members, you will gain access to direct distribution via our OTT streaming network. OTT stands for over the top. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me, right? And
Yeah.
it's a streaming service on par with Paramount Plus, Netflix. Who else got the streaming thing? Disney Plus.
Fire Stick.
There's no
Believe.
difference, right? The only difference that you may see may be the viewership, you feel me? But strategically, in terms of the structure, in terms of positioning, in terms of what we have access to, right?
Yes.
We're in the game. You know what I'm saying? We're in the game, and all systems are going. We're ready to go at the top of 2025. You know what I'm saying? With this full-fledged towards programming. So I look forward to what you come with in your research dealing with streaming. I just want to remind you that
Oh man.
we got
The
that.
notes. The notes is I've been going in. I've been making breakthroughs on my research. So
Excellent, excellent.
it's gonna be excellent. It's gonna be excellent. I am exuberant to teach the family about what the future looks like monetarily wise, so we could get ahead of the eight ball. We do not want to play catch up. We don't want to play catch up. We don't want to be behind the eight ball while everybody else kind of like saturates this field. Just remember how it was when YouTube first started. So imagine if you were setting up to become monetized, if you understood what YouTube really was in 2014, 15, imagine where you would be right now, okay, with millions of subscribers and whatnot, and a monthly residual that covers everything, you know? Um, yeah, this is this is it. Um, we are in what is known as the creator economy, ladies and gentlemen, right? And I say that with all sincerity. The fact that we're in the creator economy, you literally could get up and look in the mirror and look at yourself, and you are the LLC. You are the business. You are the talent. You don't have to look around and try to figure it out. You just look in the mirror and ask yourself, what is my gift? What is my talents? What are my skills? And figure out how you can monetize that. We are in the creator economy. So moving forward, it's really going to be about heavy creation. But what we've realized, me living in Atlanta, I wake up every day and I handle my business as an individual. And while that's good and everything, and it has its perks, the power moving forward is in the collective. Okay. We got to hold our own as individuals. We got to be able to stand on our own. We have to build our own personal brand. But great minds think alike, and greater minds think alike as well. So when we are able to come together inside of a creative hub, we'll be able to lift these quote unquote rocks easier than it is doing it one on one. Yeah, you're right, Spin. We dangerous. You know what I'm talking about? Especially with this information, this knowledge about AI, automation, and things of that nature. Huh. Huh.
Bam, there's just, again, there's so much that I want to unload in terms of information and education with the family regarding the things that I have been able to learn as of lately. But we got to put it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? And again, I don't think that, you know, the business model moving forward is just not going to be generalized information. It's going to be specialized, customized information to a direct base. You know what I mean? That our subscribers, that our members, that can really understand what this thing is hitting for.
That's a fact.
Because yeah, because it is that thing. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It is that thing, and you know, you don't have to oversell it if you know that it's that thing.
It's that thing. We will be offering consultations and things of that nature in 2025, especially through our this content house that we're opening up and whatnot. We're going to be able to get a lot of people dressed for the party. Okay, a lot of people are going to be dressed for the party because, like I said, it doesn't help if one person understands how this thing works and everybody else is trying to figure it out. No, you figure it out, you do the deep diving, you got this thing rocking. Now you share the wealth, you share the information, similar to what Chicago Crypto Block Bully is. You know, he is a wealth of knowledge. He is a quote unquote, he eats, shits, and he eats, sleeps, and shits this thing. So you are able to tap into his intellectual quote unquote base. You know what I mean? And he's able to walk people through this quote unquote onboarding sessions. He's able to walk people through this crowded space because man, my timeline right now, because crypto was booming, my timeline, everybody's a crypto expert now. Now every three posts is XRP. 2 weeks ago, it was Bitcoin. Next, in a few more weeks, is going to be another damn altcoin.
Yeah.
So everybody is an expert. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to basically, you don't know whose advice to take. Me personally,
yeah, go ahead.
no, me personally, I'm gonna give my time and attention to the one who held it down when everybody abandoned the market. I'm gonna go with the person who kept his head down and stay focused and had the blinders on, and he didn't venture into, yo, let me get into let me jump over here and get into history. Nah, Chicago crypto stood 10 toes down, so
Yeah.
he gets the reward and whatnot. He gets our attention.
Yeah,
Whatever he says goes.
that's all he did. He literally became a subject matter expert on crypto. You feel me? And blockchain. Let's not leave that out. And the interaction, the interusability between the two. You feel me? Because people have a tendency to, to differentiate them or to
Right.
overlook, the underlying technology and all of this, which is blockchain.
Yes.
I just saw it randomly. I was waiting for you to send a link, and I just happened to click on my dude, tall guy,
Tycoon. Yeah.
Because I was just like, let me see the energy. Let me see the energy of the XRP dudes that really been, that was there when nobody else was, when the
Right.
lights was dim, and some been standing on that shit for as long as I've seen his imprint online. He's been standing on XRP. I tapped into his live. He had 1,000+ people in there, and he was talking greasy.
As he should.
He was talking greasy, same way. Like, yo, now everybody's an expert, right? Now everybody's an expert. Yo, don't listen to X, Y, and Z because they ain't hit it. They ain't get it. And you can't be, as he said, you can't be in this crypto space and not have seen XRP. You could not have not seen the potential for XRP, even if you was on the other side and you threw in your chips because of the case and all of that. Like, but
Right.
for dudes that just outright wrote it off or just tried to ignore it altogether, you know what I'm saying? And again, they're trying to present themselves as subject matter experts on crypto. I remember popular platforms shitting on crypto less than 3 months ago, around the time of InvestFest. I remember them acting like Drake was to Kendrick. Where y'all at? You not coming outside?
Right.
Where
Talking
your balls
greasy.
at? Yeah, they was treating certain crypto like how academics was treating Kendrick leading up, you know what I'm saying, to the inevitable. So
To the annihilation.
to the to the massacre, right? To the bloodbath. So I remember that. And it wasn't that long ago. And I remember these dudes that was talking super greasy.
But
They
Blue, it's
was
the same thing.
they was besmirching people's character. Nah, huh?
It's the same thing. The guys that were going for Drake, right? The Charlemagnes, everybody that was pro Drake, that was riding the Drake train, overnight, magically, out of the blue.
Out of the
What
blue.
the fuck? They're giving out donkey of the day. They trying to scrub their page and what? Yo, scrub the page, take all. You know what I mean? So everybody is hiding their
Switching up.
hands,
Switching up.
switching up in front of people
In
like with
public. Yeah.
no shame.
With no shame. Like you can't throw the wig and the lipstick on and just they be like, hold on. Like, nah, son. That can't be you. Like,
That can't be you.
that's a
We
whole
got.
nah,
I
son.
got
Like,
screenshots.
yeah,
Can't be you.
can't be you.
What are we
Can't
doing
be.
here?
Like, there was a because we used to Scorpion season is still lingering. So there was a OF model, right?
Yeah.
Who she would go to Australia and she had the record, right, for taking down 200 plus dudes in in like a day or two
And one sitting.
in one sitting. But these
Right.
is dudes that was on the equivalency of their high school spring break,
Okay.
right? So they would run advertisements and billboards to let them know that the Cuddy's in town, and dudes would just come through there like a Cuddy train. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then this person
Cut the grass.
cut the grass. This person was generating content to bring over to the site. You know what I'm saying? To get their ones up.
Right.
Not to be confused with the $43 million dollar earning virgin. Right? We ain't talking about her.
Right. Not her.
Right.
You know that the $60 million man, Steve Austin, is the $43 million virgin, not the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the 40, but the 44, because it was 43 and change. But anyway, then they found out that, she was a he. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my goodness.
This individual just went through a transformation. He was a transformer. And yeah, duping them, looping them and duping them. Pause.
Oh my God.
You feel me?
That's why Kendrick said, you might as well find one and stick with her. Go on your balloon popping show, my niggas. Go
Spooky,
get you one.
crazy. It's hilarious.
It's getting spooky, crazy, hilarious. Niggas is getting booked out here. You know what I'm talking about?
So,
Like,
it's been
you
a
better
week.
you better get you one that you went to school with, my nigga. You better go look for your high. Yeah, you go on Facebook. That's where they be at. That's where the high school sweethearts.
Yeah. Go on the book. You know what I'm saying? You got to scrape the barrel nowadays. Like, if you got some change, spin a block on shorty to stun it on you and just try to create,
Clean her up, right?
Yeah, clean her up and
Y'all take some shrooms together.
take one of them. Yeah, take one of them trips. You know what I mean? Where she apologize and you apologize, and you know what I mean. You bare your heart and tell her that she's always been the one, and you just don't do it in a greasy, smutty way. Like you're not running through traffic and keeping it moving. Like
real quick,
make something of it. Yeah.
Real quick, Blue, for my Instagram family, make sure you comment the word New Year's, right? Comment New Year's if you want to get a link for the event that we have coming up on New Year's Eve in the ATL, our grand opening. Make sure you put New Year's. And if you want to join us on YouTube, because the live is going to cut in about 1 minute. So know the ledger 444. I'm going to put that in the chat. Come on over to YouTube if you
Okay.
don't want to get cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
pull
still
up because we didn't even get to start. Damn, that's been a whole
yeah,
hour.
we didn't. Everybody's
I've
asking
been
about dude that got assassinated in New York today.
laying all my melodrama out. Yeah. So U.S. healthcare. Um, I believe that was what was the exact name of his company that he's CEO of? It's the biggest health insurance company in the country, right?
Woo!
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, I believe it was U.S. Healthcare and whatnot. They got the video out where they basically, showing the man get executed
Right.
in broad daylight. Well, it was early in the morning. The sun didn't come out yet.
Yeah, it was in that dawn.
Broad dawn light.
The dawning. It was in the dawning of a new day around 6 something.
Yes.
I was up when the feed came through, and I was like, "Whoa, this is different." You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um, yeah, man. Whew. Yeah, they let
I
him
would
have.
say that
I said they let him have it.
yeah, United Healthcare. He was scheduled to testify in front of Congress in a few days.
Hmm.
It was said by his wife that they were receiving death threats and things of that nature. Let me see if I could pull it up for y'all, in case y'all might not be familiar what was taking place. Would you say this has a karmatic effect based off of what they were doing in the C-19? How
I
dirty their
don't.
hands may be?
I mean, I'm not going to delve into that because you know what I mean. That's just very subjective. I don't know what his role was, and I don't wish death on nobody. So
Of course.
I can't say. Yeah, I'm more of the mind to think that again he got caught up in a case with fraud involved, and some other people might be too big to fail. And it kept him. He's better silent. You know what I mean than singing
Right.
on Capitol Hill.
On Capitol Hill. Let me read this. The CEO of the largest healthcare company in the United States was gunned down today in New York City. A data scientist named Riley claims he may know where the assailants escaped to because they're tracking the city bike data, right? Because the city bike data is able to be tracked and whatnot. They can scrape that data. Um, yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but nasty business. It gave him the business in broad day. You feel me? On
Hmm.
Broadway,
On
literally.
Broadway, from behind,
You know?
body shots. Yeah, nasty work.
Yeah, nasty work. So that was that.
Nasty.
You know what I'm saying? And
Big Pharma.
yeah, big farmers is they nasty work. So this is the thing that I was saying about RFK. I was like, I believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? Big pharma is they're a mafia. That's a cartel for real.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They call it medical mafia. So
Right. Nothing
if
to
if
play with.
yeah, if you propose just walking up and then these people these
Michael
people
Clayton.
hmm?
Michael Clayton.
Remember Michael Clayton?
that
Remember Michael Clayton? Right?
shit had me fucked up. Michael Clayton opened my eyes up. I was like, damn, I didn't know they got down like that.
Yes, these economic hitmen. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They know how to make your joint look like a heart attack. You know,
Yep.
clean you up real quick.
Like Biggie said, sprinkle crack, make that shit drug related.
Right? But this was different. This was this was public. This was something. You know what I mean?
It
Did
was a
it?
message.
It was a message shot heard around the world. Uh,
Yeah.
and it's obviously putting other people on notice. Whatever they got going on in that world. but we do know that that world is subject to shakeup. There are a lot of things that are falling apart because of, you know, what you did mention earlier with the C-19 and the inevitable fallout that's going to take place. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
because you did speak about big pharma and media falling,
Yes.
right? And you said it was ordained that they took a fall, moving into this new epoch that we're in. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there are two main institutions which we're going to observe catching, you know, serious L's, right? And that's mainstream media, big media, and the medical mafia or big pharma, right? Both of those institutions got it terribly wrong during C-19. You know what I'm saying? If we want to speak about karmic effect of certain things falling on their doorstep, or them losing the level of credibility, because those institutions are mitigated on trust,
Right,
right? And the trust has been eroded to a degree where it cannot be replaced, especially if you have a incoming administration that has a pit bull or lapdog, you know, at the forefront of it, this intent on tearing things up, on upending legacy and or just status quo, you know, destroying status. This entire sledgehammer admin is coming through with the sledgehammer, with the wrecking ball,
right.
you know, the demolition crew,
To pull the pillars down and rebuild
right,
it.
to knock down pillars and rebuild them. You know, you're speaking about an industry that is $7-9 trillion in. When you're speaking about medical mafia, media is smaller than that, but just as effective. You know,
Right,
media is an extension of military. It's an
right.
armed military, um, and is just as important. But yeah, we're gonna see the uh, the breakup, the democratization, the decentralization of both of those institutions. Now, media, we already know because we're in a position where the decentralization and democratization of that industry is taking place. Kind of, I can see it. I know how it's going to play out, and it's interesting,
Hmm.
right? And then we're seeing the ground being laid. You know what I mean? Where there's going to be other things done in the medical industry. That's going to be able to, you know, possibly open up some new doors, and how quick you respond to that, how quick you're able to wiggle up in there and get some things done, you feel me, is really going to be contingent on how you see the game, how you see yourself playing in it. You know what I mean? Your foresight. You feel me?
I remember, my memory serves me. I remember when crypto was getting somewhat infiltrated by this big money corporations. There were a lot of quote unquote assassinations taking place during that time period. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. When big money was moving in, when the
Hmm.
banks were moving in, and they had to clear a lot of dues out, because this is somewhat tantamount to when they rubbed out homie in San Francisco.
Which one? The check,
the, the
the dude
CEO, yeah,
of
of
Cash App.
mhm,
Yeah, yeah,
right, when they got him up out of there, and they was knocking off a lot of Bitcoin Billy, you know, Billy Goats and
really goes
Y and
right,
Z, right? They was shaking up the industry. They was sending out them signals that if you got it, we want it because we coming in.
right. Play along or wind up like these guys. You
And
know,
then yeah, then they got up in there and they laid it down. You know what I'm saying? And now those big financial institutions,
Black
they're the
Rock.
ones, yeah, they're the ones dribbling the ball up the court. You know, they're the ones that are pushing these plays that are making, you know, these coins go hyperbolic. So we got to be mindful. You know, it's a big money play, as it should be. You know what I mean? You have to get in where you fit in, um, and you have to lend a level of credence to the people who are subject matter experts that know how to do technical analysis, and they can see it when it's coming. You know what I mean? You got to get in position because this shit is going to be so unapologetic in 2025. You either have it or you don't. And if the way that the ones that do have it and the way that they flex, and if that's any indication as to what 2025 gonna look like,
Right.
it's so ugly.
What is your what do you think about the situation going on in Atlanta with Fannie Willis?
Yeah, you know, they coming for Fanny.
Fannie's in the
Right.
crosshairs?
Fanny's in the crosshairs. You feel me?
Yes. Fannie's in
Fanny's
the
in the
crosshairs.
crosshairs. I didn't see this the article trending as much today, but yesterday I had caught a smidget. Right after the YSL case, you know, they were requesting some documents from Fanny about her interaction with Jack Smith,
Yes.
and
They wanted
yeah,
all the communications.
they want all the communications, and if there's any indication that it was a political witch hunt, you know what I'm saying, and they was attempting to backdoor homie, I think that they're gonna not only, you know, attempt to get her sacked but prosecute as well.
Right.
They're gonna get out here and make an example, because you know she lost the biggest case of her career, the longest case in Atlanta history, and a case that I'm sure, you know, was extremely
She was betting on that
she was betting on it.
to
So
advance her political career.
yeah, so she has failed horribly in that regard, and I do feel sorry for these sisters, and I wouldn't call them political stooges. Um, but you know, they amassed a frontline defense to run plays and to get at Trump to a degree, and it all blew up in their face. And they got
Somebody left them standing there with the rock
yeah, they left them
and backdoored
butterball.
them.
They left them butterball, you know, in the middle of Broadway with Jack
With her
Frost
fanny
bearing
out.
down on them. So
They left in the middle of Broadway with her fanny out.
with her
You
fanny
know,
out, right? With no fanny pack on. So
she was discredited with Wade, what's his name?
yeah,
With
dude,
her lover. It's Fanny and her lover. You know, once they exposed that, once they discredited her through, her private life and made her seem like her character was wild questionable because she was out there tricking.
she was tricking. She was spending them funds.
In.
You know what I'm saying? Rather than going to getting son, you know, she she was allocating them funds towards tricking. So it's just a bad look. It's a bad look all the way around the board.
Yeah.
And I think that yes, rightfully so. You know what I mean? They're gonna come for her head.
Do you see a possible, uh, like how all the other district attorneys are stepping down? Do you see a possible step down from Fannie going into January before the inauguration?
Nah, she just won re-election.
Yes, she did win
I
re-election.
mean, and I think she's gonna stick around and pop her ish.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, if they show up with the smoking gun, you know what I'm saying? Same way that you seen Eric Adams, right?
Right.
He appears to be he got readjusted. He's playing the game.
Damn sure did. God
Right?
damn, if I ain't see a nigga fixed up so quick,
Right? He got fixed up, right? He's playing the game quick.
real quick.
You know what I mean? So, you know, but she don't look like the type that she ain't gonna play the game. She gonna go out with a fight.
Oh yeah, she not finna fold for nobody because she knows either way it is, it's still a body. You know what I mean? You might as well go down like the Vaseline with your hair tied back, Vaseline faced up. You know what I mean?
She gonna go out scrapping. So, because again, with her, I think they might, but these where them deals is made. You feel me? These where them deals is made. If they attempt to come at her aggressive, like, yo, we looking at jail time, then they'll sure give her the opportunity to you know what I mean, to
Well,
duck
that's what.
right, yeah, follow your sword and just give us our W, you know what I mean? But she just doesn't seem like the type that's willing and ready to lay down without a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Yeah, man. Interesting. I'm
So
wondering.
yeah, my ops. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm wondering with this new, with the new chain of events going on in Atlanta. It seems like that whole saga of Atlanta kind of like getting the pause button pushed on it when it comes to the culture. With this case being over yesterday, now it's basically we're gonna sit back and see what takes place in terms of the energy in Atlanta because it did subside as a
So
result
I
of.
mean,
Hmm.
a resurgence of the BS.
Right.
How soon is it gonna take for the BS to come back?
How
I
soon?
mean, yeah, the streets got a W on to some degree on their own accord. There's certain things that had to be acquiesced to, and
Right.
you know what I mean. But for the most part, you know, they got a W, and that almost gives them a air of invincibility. Um, if this is the way that the prosecution is going about catching the quote unquote criminals, you know that you don't have that much to be worried about to a
Right.
degree. Something slipping, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's slipping and somebody's sleeping. So if you had trepidations about putting in work, why would you now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's I think it's gonna negatively impact. I think that they had the streets on a rope for a minute, and then that's no longer gonna be the case.
Right.
Um, it did set a precedence with them utilizing lyrics on trial, right? Let's be mindful of that. Um, but yeah,
They
they
yeah, they were admitting lyrics into the trial. Yeah.
absolutely, yeah, Gotti's lyrics got used against him,
Okay.
and
Interesting.
his lawyer, his lawyer was popping his shit like, yeah, y'all niggas tried to use, he had a lyric that said we're gonna take it to trial and beat it, nigga, and he did that. So yeah, they popping his shit. You know what I'm
They
saying?
popping their shit. Right.
Popping his shit. So I'm sure they in the studio right now. YSL has to have a reemergence to some degree. And yeah, so I think if nothing else, the lyrical shootouts in Atlanta hip hop is gonna get bloody again.
Right.
Just to see who takes control of the city back. You know what I mean? Because some people is running around and saying the city's gunners.
Right. Mm-hmm. YSL Woody and Gunna type shit.
Yeah, so there has to be there gotta have to be a straightening, right? A repurposing and a straightening.
Right.
These dudes gonna have to figure out and find a way to re-exert themselves without violating
Oh,
the conditions of their probation,
right. Indeed.
right? And this is all contingent on the other things that are taking place in hip hop. And again, if ATL is considered to be the stimulus package or the resuscitation plan, if this where the oxygen mask is at, who's gonna use it first? You know what I mean? When they be like, you going down on the airplane and you got to use your ox mask
You gotta
first.
save yourself first, right?
Yeah. So is Drizzy can't come here and get saved if these niggas don't save themselves.
Mm. What would your overall? because we will do an end of the year wrap up. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? We're compiling the notes for the end of the year. But what would your overall diagnosis for the culture be for 2024? Like
Everything that I said it was going to be this time 2023. You know, I called it to a T.
right?
I don't think that I missed any of my shots. So
Remind us for the people
I,
in
I
the
said, I
audience
said,
who
that, I
didn't
said the
know that.
culture. I said the culture's going to be on trial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said that you know, because we hadn't had yet any Cat Williams moments or anything. I was making my observations based on the fact that I said everything was scorpionic in the latter part of last year. They was focused on black men's phallus and the misuses of such. Starting with Will Smith. It did not start with Diddy. It started with Will Smith first.
And what month was that? The slap?
Tasha K, September.
Okay.
For the most part, I think that when she had thrown Bilal dude on her program and he started exposing them secrets, you know what I'm saying? It was a cascading effect.
I don't know if that grew any legs though, bro. Like
Regardless
that.
of whether it did or not, again, the conversation around it being scorpionic, where the culture was immersed and just focusing on what melanated men were doing with their phallies, whether it was upright or not. Pause. And then it jumped into the Diddy algorithm, and it hasn't left there since.
Right.
You know, we've been locked into that conversation ever since. So I'm like, all right, hip hop is in the underworld, dealing with the scorpionic energy. You know what I'm saying? So let me add my premise. My premise is that the YSL play was scorpionic because he got snatched up May 9th, 2022, right before a Scorpion supermoon. So Scorpion supermoon occurs, full moon Scorpio happens in the season of Taurus, which is the opposite of Scorpio.
Right.
The Scorpion Taurus axis is called sex, money, murder, right? Which is the name of the gang that he was affiliated with. Taurus, the season of Taurus or the sign of Taurus deals with values. It deals with large sums of money, institutional money, banking money.
Right.
This is when the Luna stable coin, USDT, and Luna tanked.
I
Right?
remember that.
During the Scorpion supermoon, it was the same time they snatched up Slime. So again, the insignia for Slime is the serpent. That's Scorpio. The name of the gang is Sex, Money, Murder. That's the Scorpio Taurus axis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And dude that got clipped was born on April 4th. So he's a 44 resonator, right? So that Scorpion energy is by way 44 is Mars. That's that Martian energy, right? That was activated.
Yes.
And so by time that happened in May of 2022, by time November Scorpion season happens, right? Later on that year, then you have Sam Bankman Fried in November when the Taurus full moon happens in Scorpio, right? Then you got the collapse of FTX.
Right.
So both of those situations, right, destroy crypto at the time.
At that time.
At that time, right? They
Which,
punched
when
the
you
whole
look at it, was a good thing for those who were shopping, basement shopping, clearance sale shopping. That was a
clearance sale, right? It
layup.
reset, it pulled it back, like right here, right? So that was the bargain shell, right? That's when they stripped it down, and so then the trial lasted 2 years, right? And literally, when we got into Scorpion season, right around the full moon of this year, right? Slime takes the plea and gets up out of there.
Right.
You feel me? And then the rest of it, and then crypto goes on a bull run,
Right.
right?
Wakes up.
Same time, wakes up around the same time, right? That Taurus, that bull kicks in, right? Institutional money, big money, all that, right? It hit us, Bitcoin hit us ATH, I think literally on the day of, them letting homie out or what have you, like right around that time. So I'm like, wow, look at this. Look at how this is tethered and tied into one another, energy wise. I think that Doug is a Leo, right? Dealing with that solar energy, dealing with that corona rising.
Right.
Feel me?
And
Um,
also we are in solar cycle 25, something that we were able to establish in the last lecture that we did, that from the year 2019 all the way up until now, we are in this solar maximum, which is, this great awakening that everybody witnessed in 2020, leading all the way up into now, where people are waking up all over the place. It's just a movement and whatnot.
right.
Go
So
ahead.
again, yeah. So all of that I'm saying about the overshadowing of the scorpionic energy that the YSL case represented, coupled with the scorpionic energy of what the end of 23 and all of 24 was about two Scorpios, Diddy and Drake, right? The two D's, two fours. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I asked you to name the program uh Scorpion Retrograde,
Yeah.
feel me? Because we are watching or looking at something again, and then it coincides with Pluto going into Aquarius November 19th, right? Making the next 20 years very scorpionic until we get to January of 2044, right? We will be in Pluto transformation, Aquarius, humanity, technology. Um, what's the other things that we can say? Uh, Aquarius stands for, right? The I know, transformation of I know,
Right.
right? Or knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? As we move into transhumanism and things of that nature, there's just so much change that we're looking at. And think about it, like if you needed to give a battery to Pluto, if you needed to charge it up, right? And then we get 3 drops from Plutoski this year, right?
Right.
New future of Pluto, November 20th, Scorpio, third decadent, born the same day as Joseph Biden, you
Yeah.
know, who
Probably
academics
artist of
said,
the year.
right? Yeah, who academics said is, single-handedly the most important artist in hip hop. And they like, oh, how are you quoting academics for? His sentiments coincide with the culture in regards to, the younger individuals who make up the majority of the culture by numbers alone. Because these are the brothers that are streaming. These are the brothers and sisters that are going to the concerts, that are consuming. They are the future.
They are the lifeblood of economics. When
Yes.
people don't realize, because people will be like, what is streaming? They have these conversations, and I'm like, listen, the demographics of the 12-year-olds all the way up into the 21-year-olds, people might not realize it and they might not give it its credit and whatnot, but they are the lifeblood that are pushing adults, teenagers, and other things of the sorts into these higher echelons of success. It's them. They are the preferred demographic. That's who they're targeting. That's who they pick. I don't know where they get the money from, but because it's eyeballs now, and it's not necessarily your money and whatnot, those are the ones that's like you said. That is the
Yeah,
future.
yeah. They're
They're the
pushing the
now.
culture. They're pushing the culture, right?
Pushing the culture.
Um, this is the demographic of young men that are being attributed with getting Donald Trump in office. These are the young men that you're going to have to see in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? These are the young men and women they're the part of a generation that aspires to. They said that the only way that they could live comfortably if they had at least 600K and better. No other demographic, no other generation, speaks like them in regards to their
Right. They don't have
aspirations.
those type of aspirations.
Yeah,
They
because they
they
can't
they
even
they
tell you.
comfortable with 100 bands.
They can't tell you how they're gonna go about getting it.
Your
But
thing went out. Can't hear you.
can't hear me. Can't hear me.
I can't hear you. Is it just me or does other people?
Yeah, let me know
What's
because I
going
ain't,
on?
ain't do nothing on my side.
Yeah, I did that. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you
Let
hear
me
me?
hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you sound better too. But yeah, they have not even outlined or detailed how they're gonna go about getting the 600K. They just know that that's a number that they have rested on that they need to feel comfortable. Um, and they're aspirational towards getting it. And it just seems like even with some of these younger artists, if they think about it, they're gonna manifest it. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
love talking about the powers that we got. And the powers are not just relegated to you if you eat fucking broccoli and celery and do your mudras, right? No, the power's within all of us. How we go about using it and how it shows up in our reality is subject to, our scrutiny and our observation. But the fact that it works, right? These little niggas know how to get to the bag.
But the misconception that a lot of people have when it comes to the bag is they think that the bag is tied to morality, or they think the bag is tied to righteousness. Like, when the fuck was that the case? Like, there's spirits, there's low level spirits that will get you the bag. There's low, the bag is not a higher frequency type of thing. When you really think about it, like, the bag
Yeah,
is not some lofty shit. Like, the bag,
not it's not. As when they be like dirty money, right?
yes,
Money itself, the physical edifice of what a dollar represents, and I know niggas gonna be like, but the money's digital, but the money's digital. And I'm like, granted, the money is digital, but a physical piece of money is filthy. You know
right,
what I'm saying? And that's where jinn live,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah, they said they harbor bacteria. The most common microbe present on paper money was Propionibacteria acnes, the bacteria that causes acne breakouts.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? How dirty, how here's how dirty your money really is. And I'm not besmirching the bread up in your pocket where you like, nigga, well, if your money's dirty, give it to me and I bring it to the laundry. Yeah, we ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, matter of fact, yeah, I do have a laundry service for dirty money. We got a cleaning service we got a dry cleaning service for
You got
dirty
a
money.
dry cleaners for that money.
So yeah, just send that shit in, you know what I'm saying? And
And then
for a
in a
small,
bag,
yeah,
yeah,
small nominal fee, we'll
we'll
send you
put some
back clean and
ties.
dried money with the plastic and all of that staples in it, the whole
Yep,
business.
all that. And my iron that shit out too.
Yeah, iron it,
He
all of
press.
that, all that. I mean, he press your bread, yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, physical money is filthy. It harbors a lot of disease and microbes and bacteria and things of that nature, and those are the dominions of which those spirits dwell. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about jinn, they dwell in shit and piss, and excrements and things of that nature,
Right.
things that are highly septic.
Highly
So,
septic. Yes.
you know, you have no idea with that $100 where it been, the type of hands that it exchanged, what type of energy it may have absorbed in the places that it's been. You
Super
feel me?
facts.
And 80% of all of the money, they said that they could find traces of cocaine on it. saying?
Right.
Niggas
And
get
then for all of
business.
my Bitcoin people, you know, coincidentally, Bitcoin started out as an underworld currency.
Mhm.
It was a criminal currency, you know, dealing with the Silk Road, dark web, and all of the things that come with the rat line, all of the things that come with the underworld. They were passing, you know, even through digital hands. It was tied to uh, you know, just dark shit, you know. So I just want to break the misconception that people have where they try to marry money and morals, and it don't have nothing to do with that at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, it doesn't. We'll do a separate show on that. You know what I'm saying? But it's been about a week since me and you spoke, you know, and the day that I was on with you the last time that we was in the network, you know, that last time we was on these airwaves when that story broke. And kind of ain't spin the block yet. And I haven't really spoke about it in public. I ain't really do no posts and give my analysis and my observations and my expert analysis. I haven't even got into that space yet. You know, I'm speaking about the lawsuits or the petitions for that matter,
Uh,
of which I've read, you know, at
a
least one of
thousand.
them. Hmm?
I said it the other day. I read there's so many thought pieces. It's so saturated right now
Oh
with,
yeah,
with misinformed.
I've read quite a number of thought pieces, but I was speaking about the actual petition, you know, the actual legal paperwork.
Right, because it's not a lawsuit, it's a petition.
It's a petition. Um, your thoughts before I get into what I'm getting into.
I shared my thoughts on this platform, and I covered it from both angles, from the pros and cons, the you know the fact that he is falling on his sword as a scorpion, very scorpionic in what it is that he does. I shared with people the analogy of what the scorpion does when it's backed into the corner, and we are the masters of what they call self-sabotage. So if you corner a Scorpio, we'll bring everything down. You know what I mean? We're not going out by ourselves. We'll kill everybody in the building and whatnot. So it
Yeah,
was
we'll self implode and bring the whole building down.
right. It was his self implosion. It was the fact that he was able to fall on a sword to expose the people instead of him getting pushed out of the way and he becoming irrelevant. His mentality is like, well, shit, we all gonna be irrelevant now. You know what I mean? I'm if I lost 600 million on the deal, y'all about to lose 6 billion. You know what I mean? Whatever. And then I went all the way to the other side of the pro, and I was like, him being an independent artist will also signify the death of the industry. So any way that we look at it on any on through whatever vantage point, it still signals what Cat Williams came forward to bring, what Kendrick talked about, watch the party die. It's the music industry as a business and their business model, the streaming business model that was introduced by Larry Jackson, who is a black man who's responsible for Sexy Red and a few other artists and whatnot. He's at Gamma. That is going to be forever affected moving forward and whatnot. You feel me? And I also want to mention too, for everybody that does their research, pay attention to China with this whole UMG thing because Universal is owned by Tencent, right? Tencent owns Universal. I showed it in a lecture how they came through and they purchased 30% of Tencent. And about 2020, they were in bed with
Wait,
with Lucian.
no, you mean Tencent purchased 30% of UMG?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. China owns Universal,
Mm.
a large percentage of it. So I'm just saying, like, pay attention to China in terms of this whole thing because they're the silent partner. They're the ones that you don't even factor them in, but they're behind a lot of that stuff and whatnot.
Right. So when I made my observation about this battle last year when it got started, I was mindful enough to explain that for all my dogs came out October 6th at 6 a.m.
Yes.
from the 6th guard. So this would be a day before the situation pops off. And Is It Real? Right?
Bring that back. Bring that back again. Sorry.
His album came out on a Friday, on October 6th.
For all the dogs.
It dropped at 6 a.m.
Right before October the 7th.
Right. The 6th Guard dropped the album on the 6th at 6 a.m.
Okay.
With the, because they had all these thought pieces about the album cover, but nobody penned the actual, 666 energy that was put into the actual release. They just spoke to the dog and the fact that, if you look at the drawing, you know what I'm saying, it has some symbolism in it.
Right.
That they said that his son drew nonetheless.
Yeah.
It happened a day before the war jumps off. And Is It Real? Right? That happened Saturday morning.
Okay.
When Hamas ran down on them, right?
Right.
So my observation from day one has always been what? Right? Dealing with this fracas. Because I coined, before the thing even jumped off and I was speaking about the Black Christos mythos. Before I was speaking in February, I was speaking about the hero's journey. And then I carried the hero's journey into the Black Christos mythos. And then Kendrick pops up and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what we're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His last album, he came with the Christ consciousness energy, put on the crown of thorns, but said he's not the savior, right? Granted. And then in this particular iteration, he shows up as the boogeyman.
Right.
Feel me? And I said that this was always going to be about cultural differences, but specifically ethnicity, right? And that's the frame and the lens through which I have been observing it through, and every appearance that I have made on these platforms to speak about, I have made these points clear. Okay?
Yeah.
That it was about a cultural difference, but the cultural difference speaks specifically to the ethnicity. You got a Hebrew Israelite going up against someone, who identifies with Khazarian Jews to a degree, but it's not standing on either of their businesses, right? This person comes from a mixed ethnicity and he's not nigger enough to be nigger, right? And he's not Jewish enough to be considered Jewish, right? And then the skirmish pops off and people is like, yo, what's his political affiliations? Is he pro this or he's anti that, right? Because I don't know what I can say anymore on YouTube, so I'm trying to,
right,
mince my words as best as I can. So is he pro Zionist or is he pro Palestine, right? With the rest of the industry, because the record industry or the artists are normally more so liberal leaning, or they get caught up in that vacuum a lot quicker than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was more apolitical than anything else because he really did not say how he felt at the time when his people were going to war, and he didn't lend no support to them. I was like, damn, like, who is he? Like, what is his identity? You feel me? It was very hard to determine, but we knew what
He's apolitical.
Yeah, he's apolitical. So I was saying, is that a stance that he can maintain in hip hop in an election year with things being very political? You know what I'm saying? And people want to know what their favorite artist thinks. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Right.
what kind of environment is he going to be able to have a career in the midst of all of this while ignoring the obvious? You know what I mean? And then Kendrick goes on a tirade, and Not Like Us comes out, and it's an anthem that speaks specifically to the topic that I was saying, right? Is he speaking about him as a Toronto nigga? No. Is he speaking about him as a suburban nigga? No. He's speaking to his ethnicity. feel me?
Right.
He's speaking to his ethnicity. And I think that I heard Charlemagne mirror this sentiment. I think that he said he was on a show with Andrew Schultz, and I think he said that he had brought that up, right? That he was saying to Schultz, like, yo, you know that son is saying X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because then you get into this situation again with these individuals that are part of the culture that have totally remixed that ethnicity to a degree where they're saying, or that they're propagated like it's a race, like DJ Vlad does, right? I seen the content, goddamn it, I remember it vividly and clear. He was like, "No, Jewish is a race." Like, from where? Right? You don't even know what you affiliated with. You don't even know what you banging.
Right.
Right? So
Try to move the goalposts.
try to move. So Andrew Schultz probably carries that same sentiment. I don't know with Adam 22. I don't know in terms of his ethnicity, where he registers as, what he's coming in as, or what have you.
They all identify as that ethnicity. However, it was told to me that they get taught that from inside of the household. They get the propaganda that this is
Oh
a
yeah,
race.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do, and that's how Vlad was explained. He was stuck. He was like, "Well, what do you mean?" You know what I mean? Because that's what he was taught. So he don't know the difference.
And
And
his guests, I'm sorry, but the majority of his guests are low hanging fruit. So they're not
yeah, they
educated.
don't got the intellect to
They don't have
spar.
the intellectual to
You know what I
spar with.
mean? To get his head in the books. I think that you know Lord Jamon and may have tried or what have you, but he was able to wiggle up out of that. Nonetheless, we find ourselves in a situation where we definitely know what UMG is and their position that they stand on when it comes to the Zionists, because we did a whole lecture earlier this year and we laid out that not only are they some of the main supporters of the Zionist state of Israel, right? They got flagship offices over there on the strip, like they're all the way in.
Yes.
They were
Big
the
tech
main.
too.
They're some of the main donors. You feel me? They cut
Yep.
them big checks. So I was watching a podcast, and it's hard. I forget which one it was because I've seen so many of them as of recently. But one of them was saying, "Yo, I heard that Drake had signed a pledge, right? And
Right.
it was pro Pally, right?
Right.
And they were suggesting that he was being punished, you know what I'm saying, by the machine because he took a political stance that was unpopular with the handlers or with his
Right.
sugar. And you
With his
know,
rich baby daddy.
hmm?
With his rich baby daddies.
Yeah,
Kanye said.
right. Yeah, shout out to Ye. He's not getting enough credit as well.
He surely
Um,
ain't.
so my predictions about Drake, um, 2010, right, where I identified him in connection with the constellation that he represents, which is the Draco constellation or the dragon. You feel me?
Yes.
He's fully come into his personification as to what the dragon represents in his wood dragon year, right? And yes, this ultimately will burn down. This is gonna burn down the game. This going to burn down the house, right? It's gonna be very hard for the house to sustain house rules or house dominance after this inevitable lawsuit, because the petition within itself for the things that it was asking for, um, if those things are produced and he can prove his case, right, it's going to deal a major blow to the industry, not so much for the compensation package of what he may potentially walk away with, but
Right.
the exposure You know what I'm saying? The lifting of the skirt. And that allows class action lawsuits now to come forward from all other artists who feel disgruntled,
Big
right? Because again, one of the main things that was said is it's a one for one play. So if somebody's number one, you know what I mean? That's the absolute game. Can't nobody else be number one. So if it could be shown that somebody that you was competing with, if their numbers were artificially pumped up and it denied you from gaining that number one spot,
Right.
and you get to retroactively sue for damages or for costs. Yeah, I mean, if enough people figure out what time it is in terms for the free payday, this will potentially bankrupt the industry.
And I
Right?
also, yeah, I also pointed that the case with the defamation part, you know, when people finish laughing at Drake and calling them soft and light skinned and all of these other derogatory things, if he is able to even move forward with a defamation lawsuit against somebody speaking about him ill in a rap, then that gives what's his name, FBG Duck's mother, who was suing Little Dirk and I believe the record labels because
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about smoking on her dead son, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gives her case legs. Once she breaks open with that case, now that brings all of the other mothers of these brothers and whatnot to sue Empire, to sue UMG, Sony, right? And basically bankrupt all of these labels for promoting the defamation of not just character, but the egregious act of allowing these rappers to talk about dead people on their songs.
Right. So this should have happened a lot sooner. You know what I'm saying? But the one area where I find that that's a contradiction that I'm scratching my head and trying to figure out how you gonna explain your way out of that. This nigga said that he planted that evidence. That's what his initial story was. And
Right.
that was the story the academic was promoting for him, that he fell for the bait. So how you gonna sue somebody for propagating propaganda that you put out there
But you put out
for them to bite? So I'm like, again, yeah, I don't even know if people is looking and listening to what's being said. It was a good attempt because again, it sets a precedence about how to go for the Zionists. And it would
right
take one of their own, right,
to
to
show
totally show their hand and give
right
the blueprints and show he look, this where the bodies is buried. You know what I'm saying?
right because even with the petition, the deposition part, like he's tying it that he that was a masterful falling of the sword. That was
Right.
a masterful kamikaze move. Drake gave up the husk for other niggas so they could basically eat. You know what I mean? When it's all said and done, he did that. That might have been his last play on the way out and whatnot. Because you know his relationship with UNG will never be the same, and vicariously his relationship with every other major in the music industry will never be the same. So this is his it's going to be it's going to be a transformation, whether it's going to be the diminishing of him, the ending of his career, or him going through the Phoenix phase where he'll rise out of his ashes and put another W up there somehow, some way.
Yeah, he's I do perceive that, you know, he has a long trajectory to go. So at some phase and point in his career, I do believe that he'll go Phoenix with it. But he's definitely burning down a house. He's definitely going full ash, you know, full scorpionic mode of, you know what I'm saying?
Implosion.
Implosion, self-immolation, right? Setting
Mhm.
himself on fire, and everybody that's once again connected and tethered to it is gonna feel the effects of it.
Is
Uh,
Jay Prince behind this?
hmm?
Is Jay Prince behind this?
The other Scorpio, I have no idea.
Yes. The senior.
like I said, I have no idea whether this is his fingerprints or not. Um, what in terms of him exacting his last revenge on the same music industry? Is
Yeah,
they trying to?
I know this is not a. I could say with all faith that this has nothing to Cash Money, the Lil Wayne aspect of it. This has nothing to do with they're not. That's not them. If there were to be a hidden hand who is his consigliere, somebody in his ear who's telling him how to go about things, even though it may be damaging to his reputation and his overall brand. My spirit is telling me Jay Prince has something to do with it.
That's what's up. We'll keep the lights on, and you know, we'll keep a spotlight on that and see how that pops up.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, Again, I just think that it's very interesting um, for people that are in the industry, looking to be in the industry. You know, read the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Read the paperwork and kind of assess what's being said to a degree. But yeah, it's gonna be, you know, again, like I said, next year is gonna be Scorpio retrograde. You feel me?
Right.
Because you know Diddy's gonna be in the same predicament. It's like, do you go out by yourself or do you implode? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Did
You,
you see
you,
the Shine documentary?
I seen the Sound documentary. Yeah, another
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I seen that shit. That was
Another
crazy.
Scorpio. I don't respect it, but I seen it.
Come on. You don't respect it.
Nah,
Okay. You know.
nah. I mean, because I don't perceive like what was the way that they laid it out. It was like a documentary, but it was an expose. It's like, what am
It's
I
a
looking?
redemption story. It's his redemption arc. It was crafted to make Shine a redeemable figure in politics.
Politics? Yeah, yeah. It was
That's all
his
that was.
it was his political rebranding.
Right.
Um,
But was it propaganda though?
it was very much propaganda, and I don't think it went over well. You feel me? Because he didn't establish. It wasn't the knockout punch, and anything short of that is just weak and whack because it raises more questions about you than anybody else. Case in point, yeah, I mean, you had like, why did you put the footage where you was at his house in there then? Like,
I think transparency is key. You feel me? This may have been public information. These videos are on the internet. They
yeah,
already live
yeah, we
in the
damn
public
sure.
domain.
But it's like, then you got a price, even as a politician. That's a dangerous precedent to be setting.
Mm.
And then I
You can
remember,
be bought.
yeah, I remember like when I was in the can with Malcolm X grandson, right, Malcolm Shabazz, and he was telling me about Sean. He was telling me about ODB because remember he was up in Clinton with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, you left that out that you was a blood superior.
Right.
You feel me? You left your whole gang affiliation. I don't know how you was uh doing Shabbat.
It was said blood, like Jewish blood.
Yeah, I never seen you.
He's an Orthodox blood.
You
Like what
come
you
home and go to Albany and then go up the block to, you know what I'm saying, the Lubavitch community, and you saw banging with.
Yeah, he wore many hats in his life. One of the things though that stood out to me, and I talked about it on the show, is that my memory failed me because I forgot that Diddy was facing more. He was in that trial with Shine. His he was on the line more than he's on the line now.
Who's on the line, bro? Who's
I
on
didn't.
the
I
line?
forgot that
They was trying to
he
bury
was
him.
right. They was trying to
And
bury him
not
because
only that, yeah, go ahead.
the Sean going to jail. I mean, Diddy going to jail in 1999/2000, right? Is more damaging than Diddy going to jail now, because he was able to live out whatever role, whatever his career was. You know, going to jail now is his retirement. Like, that's just, look, this is where you're gonna lay up and die. But him going to jail in 2000, everything, nothing is destroyed. There's no coming home to build nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been an insurmountable loss to the culture. It would have been an insurmountable loss to the city, to the trajectory of hip hop. Period. He was considerably at that time like the most famous face of it. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the biggest artists in the world. Not just an executive, he was an artist at that time. You feel me?
Right.
I vividly remember being over near Daddy's house right after that incident happened, and I was just ear hustling, and the dudes was on the phone, you know, like, yo, son can't get locked up. Like, there's no way that he can go down for this. You know what I'm saying? By any means, son gonna have to take the weight of this. Like, you know, Diddy's too big to fail. So even for them to get to the point where he was on trial, right? That had the whole industry on edge because anything technically could have happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I remember he had a pit bull DA on his case. It was a white boy, I forget his name, but they ended up sending his ass to Iraq. You know what I'm saying?
Say
But
word.
he was like one of the MAGA bros. Like, yeah, like son was trying to, he really he wanted to take down son. He wanted that as a badge of honor, as a notch on his belt.
Right.
So he dodged a few bullets. You know what I mean? But he had Johnny Cochran. Son had
You
Cochran on
brought
the team.
Cochran, and I had to be reminded of that. I did
Yeah,
not remember the Johnny
Cochran, he had
Cochran.
Brockman, and they had the inside, you know, because again, Sean's lawyers was not working for
Yeah,
Sean.
right. He had
But
Sean's
again,
lawyer as the inside dude to sink him
yeah.
and whatnot.
But again,
Shit.
shout out to Jackie Rowe, because I was reminded by that documentary how she thoroughly held this brother down.
Right.
I remember being there. I remember being in the crib on them late nights where she's like, I gotta go. She's on the phone with him. She's on the phone with his mother. She's on the phone with his girl. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Just attention of what we were doing
Yeah, she was
and
getting
other
up.
people.
She was getting up and going to that boy's trial with him.
Yes.
You know what I
She
mean?
was.
Shout out, yeah. And she was there for him during the bid, and she was there for him when he came home.
It's time for her documentary.
It's definitely time for her doc. Shout out to Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie, she's shining in that documentary, but it's time for her story to be told, because it's not just Shine, it's mad people who came through Brooklyn, who came through her.
Mad people. You know what I'm
Mad
saying?
people. Yeah.
Mad people.
Let me remind the family quickly too. Make sure y'all sign up to the Twitch channel. We got some wonderful things coming with the Twitch channel in 2025. Go ahead and sign up over there. If you don't even know how to use Twitch, don't worry about it, because we're gonna be we'll give y'all the rundown on how to navigate that world. But let me drop the link for the Twitch. We're streaming over there right now simultaneously as we're over
Okay.
here.
We twitching on Twitch.
Yeah, we Twitch it. Well, glitch for the Twitch. We over there right there.
Okay.
So when we open up our venue in Atlanta, we're gonna be doing more Twitch streaming and whatnot. So, and Twitch is not a young man's game. I just have to explain to people, streaming is not a young man's game. You know what I mean? Gaming might be a young man's game, but streaming, what we're doing right now, the only thing is there's a void to be filled. It's an all man's game. It's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the youth over there built it up on Kick and on Twitch and on things of that nature.
but it's an all man's game, because to show what you're doing and you got some motion, that's all you need. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be relegated to some teenagers or young adults and whatnot. If you got motion and you making moves and your network is lit and whatnot, you have a future in the streaming platforms. And like I said, subscription as a service is the future. This YouTube shit, unless they implement that, it's over for this. This is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. You know what I mean? This is not it. This business model is horrible.
So, right, and that's where KTL Plus comes in. You feel me? Which you can stream as well on connecttoyourcity.com right now. All right. Tell them that. Let them know that.
Right. Drop the link for that if you can. Do you have it?
I don't have it in front of me. You can write it out. Connecttoyourcity.com.
Let me pull it up. Connecttoyourcity.com.
So, one of the most prominent lessons that was taught and learned here is that the real estate agents have always played both sides. They fund both sides of the war, right? And this is something that you can see across the board, even with the skirmishes taking place right now, right? They funded Hezbollah, they funded Hamas, right? They have always played that game. That's the game that they play, right? And we're watching that play out. So people are caught off guard. They're like, damn, both of them was on the label. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, they're going to fund them both. And if they got an asset that is outperforming the other asset, then they're going to pump resources behind that asset.
They can pump
Why y'all
resources,
take that
right?
so personal? It's not personal, it's business. They
Thank
like, yeah, both of y'all is on this label, but homie's whooping on you. And we got the analytics to show, right?
Getting whooped on.
Who's going to potentially take the L? We're not putting no money into a L.
Right.
We're putting the money into the W, especially if both of y'all is rolling with Rush. Like, like, nigga, you don't know how business works?
Super facts.
We have an asset that is outperforming the other asset. You think BlackRock don't be owning the companies or they don't own stock in one company that got beef with another company?
BlackRock owns stock, right? They own stocks and everything.
You think BlackRock don't own stock in Burger King and McDonald's?
Super facts.
I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, what type of business acumen does the general public have to not to respond to that shit in a way in which they're surprised? Like, nigga, you don't know who you don't know who you're dealing with. Still, at this point in the game, you still don't know who them people are. That they fund both sides of the war. In every skirmish or situation, you can always find them as being the funders.
It's the Rothschild business model that trickled down to Don King. Okay. Did you hear about the Rothschild burning up on Lookout Mountain?
Yep.
Do you have any information that you could share about Lookout Mountain and the whole history with it being the birthplace of the hippies and the hippies being tied into CIA and some other things?
Other than MK Ultra and Tom Leary and the Mansons and what have you.
Yeah, we covered that, I believe, on Melanin Monday to a degree. If you have any extra information.
I don't have. Yeah, I ain't got no extra info.
They had a sound stage over there.
Yeah, I didn't really, I came across it, but I didn't do a deep dive.
Okay.
Into that situation.
Okay.
Cool. Shout out to Sister Myra. She was on Brother Rich the other day.
Yeah, I caught some of that last night.
Yeah, I recommend. You know what I mean? She was dropping some gems. I love her perspective and her insight. I love her storytelling techniques. You know what I'm saying? This shit gonna come down to, it's all about storytelling. It's all about the story. It's all about storytelling. You know what I mean? So I'm just an observer. I love the way that the story is shaping out.
in creation.
Not just because, of because I was looking at Connect Your City the other day, and uh one of them streams came up that we had did on Rich dealing with the battle, and I was just like, yeah, look at look at the perspective, look how it aged. You know what I'm saying? Look at the insight. Look how everything was on point. Look how we were talking. Look how we were moving through this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It was just very refreshing just to see how we hit every point. And so even like when Sister Myra was talking about um Kendrick and the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I randomly in like June or July, I sat down and I had wrote a piece on Kendrick, and it was extensive.
Right.
And you know, it was one of them. It was when I was getting downloads, working out 4 or 5 in the morning, and just getting downloads, getting downloads, getting downloads, getting downloads. So it was one of them situations. I had got a download, and I had to sit with it, you know, to wrangle it out. But it was just amazing listening to her how she was able to surmise the download that I got, and I'm like, damn, like can't nothing explain that. You know what I'm saying? Can nothing speak to that.
Facts.
Um, and I called it the piece I wrote. It was called Kinfolk,
Mm.
but like Ken. You know what I'm saying?
Like Barbie and Ken.
Yeah, like that Ken. But it was like Kendrick, but it was Kinfolk.
Oh, okay. Kinfolk. I like
I was
that.
like, it's Kendrick Lamar, Kim Saw. If it's a reach, I'm extending it far. See my POV through the lens of a god. Check it. When did it start? From the beginning of time, Kim in his prime. Before Lyndon was prime. Before penning a rhyme or trending online went into your mind. When men was divine. Now here we are at the end of the line. Modern day Rome in its decline. With 400 M's on the line.
Ooh. Ooh.
So it, like I said, it's a lengthy piece, and it actually goes perfectly to Man in the Garden. But I'm like, I don't want to record on another industry beat right now, even though I know how to monetize that stuff. I told Rich I need my own beat for this one.
Well, they got something called interpolation. Interpolation. If there's musicians out there that know how to get busy with the interpolations,
Yeah,
tap
yeah,
in.
they
Yeah,
get
but
it.
that was bars right there, though. That
But
was
what I'm
bars.
saying, if Kendrick redid one mic to make it Man in the Garden, I just got to
And
remake Man in the Garden.
reincarnated. Right. He did me. He reincarnated. He did an interpretation.
Those are interpretations.
Right. And
So
that's, yeah. I feel the same way. I can't do the industry beats anymore.
it's monetizable. You know what I'm saying? I just I want to work directly with a producer that I could get splits with, and I don't have to be running behind them because I don't want my royalties to end up in a black box. So I want to be very much on point going forward with the art that we create because it's timeless, and I need to give more credence to my prophecies. You feel me? I need to monetize them. I need to tag them and bag them, and really stand on art.
Okay.
Shout out to anybody that's going to Art Basel.
Yeah. Shout out to our Basel family. God damn. It felt like I was out there a few months ago, and it was a year ago, and it's just a testament to how quick we are in this quantum quickening. We moving through this thing very, very fast. Because I promise you, felt like I was out there the other day. Shout out to everybody going out there. How to send beats. Let me give you my email.
Yeah,
Send the beats to the email, and I hope they fire.
I really do because I really want to show, producers and beat makers going forward how to get to the bag. And really, like if you make beats more than if you write rhymes, man. And shout out to all of the writers and the composers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show you what I learned as well on some Quincy shit. But you know, if you making them beats, if you making them beats, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need to pull up because I'm gonna share this education with you, and hopefully it inspires you to go all the way in. You know what I mean? Because y'all could be feeding yourselves and your family in perpetuity with them beats. You know what I mean?
Facts. Super facts.
Hey, you don't gotta be Timberland. Your shit don't gotta be Timberland level. You know what I mean?
Super facts.
So yeah, man, I like I said, my shout out to my brother Kamal Speaks. You know what I mean? He hit me up. He gonna be working out of the location as well. Um, bringing spoken mics. I think that in February he's gonna be kicking his series off.
Dope.
But he want to perform for the New Year's joint as well, and I really wanna commandeer a spoken word open mic situation that we really lock in next year and really harness the talent of the city, with showcases and open mics. And again, just really empowering, the creatives going forward, and not just empowering them, but showing them how they complement one another. There should be no competition in this upcoming space, because the people that's making the people that's making content need the people that's making beats.
It's symbiosis. It's a
It's a
relationship.
symbiotic
It's
relationship.
symbiotic relationship.
It's a beautiful marriage. It just has to be properly put in perspective so you can see the value proposition and never look back. You know what I mean? And I think that if we're able to show you what's really going on, you won't never, you'll get out of your way. You know what I'm saying? You won't fall into the pettiness. You're not competing. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to compete with. The only thing that's left to do is create.
Right. And to support. Somebody want to know, do we do beat reviews?
We need to,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so for the Twitch channel, moving forward, like I said, we're gonna use our new venue to launch our streaming network and our streaming channels. We're gonna be doing reviews, we're gonna be doing skits, we're gonna be doing listening parties where we could listen together, because I know that we all were supposed to listen to the Kendrick album collectively. And I went to the Discord, but everybody didn't show up. I didn't schedule it the right way. But yeah, we're gonna be doing reviews in real time. I love that space on YouTube where they do reactions and whatnot to music dropping. I fuck with it.
Mhm.
I like some of the creators in that space, and then some of them I abhor, because I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about, and they don't have no type of cultural reference points. They you could tell that they grew up listening to Gucci Man. No offense,
Yeah, no offense.
no offense, but that's void of culture. You have to do a little bit of deep diving. You got to get into the 80s and the 90s, and it's not necessarily nostalgia or going way back in the days, but you need cultural reference points,
I
because
yeah, I have my sights set on a few new content creators who I came across who have who had incredible insight, and they dug in the crates, and just the perspectives and the angles and the breakdowns and the theories and all of that. It's some people out here that's working. There's some people that do have culture. Some people that can go in the crates, and they do have perspective. And god damn, it's so many theories swirling. It's just
right. So what I want to do as a platform, as an OG platform, like, we're not trying to take up all of the space. We're not trying to take up all of the quote unquote room. We want to help others come forward. That's what we've been doing since Blog Talk days. And by the way, and I said this before, Blog Talk Radio is closing in January forever. It is
word
ceasing. Yes, Blog Talk Radio, the company is
folding.
terminating in January. So for
What?
all the yes, they're cutting they're no
Cutting the
longer
cord?
cutting the cord forever.
Man, you
So
scraped it yet?
I started scraping. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
started
need
scraping too. I don't want you to over scrape things that have been scraped. We need to compare notes.
facts. We got to get the scrape on. You know what I mean? For anybody that has content on Blog Talk, go back and get your content, because once that shit disappears, it's almost
Please.
like losing a bank. It's
And then
almost like
come,
losing a
yeah, come
crypto wallet.
holler at us, and I will show you how to monetize that audio. Please, if you have content on Blog Talk, because I can't scrape your content for you and use it. I need your authorization so we can get these splits. But please, I can show you how to monetize that Blog Talk content. Go get that content and hit us up, please. Thank you for letting me know. I'm about to write a goddamn open letter on these social platforms to find out who got it.
Right. Who got it? You know
Who
what I
got
mean?
it? 'Cause we could get it together. Look, I got one of these joints I'm gonna let fly and I'm gonna get up out of here.
Okay.
I wrote this the other day. It's called Gatekeepers. And again, I listened to a lot of content, based around these events that have been taking place as of lately. And I get inspired. I'm listening to dope content creators, and I'm hearing perspectives, and they're using language. You know how these niggas be using them words and shit.
Yeah.
So I kept hearing gatekeeping come up, gatekeeping, and they like, shout out. I like the dude Wayno. I like Wayno. I like his commentary.
He grew on me.
Yeah, he did. He grew because he ain't have it at first. Then he got confident because he started busting. Gatekeeping, the importance of gatekeeping. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people speak negatively about gatekeepers, and we're looking at a situation that mushroomed into something that can potentially burn down, the wooden house that is the hip hop industry, if you will. I wouldn't say the culture. And it speaks to the need and the necessity of gatekeepers, And again, gatekeepers get negative connotations because there's more ways to gatekeep than how these weird niggas have done it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I called this gatekeepers. I said the fake creep in when there's no gatekeeping. They stay scheming when common sense gets thrown out the window. Hold on.
Bring that back.
See?
You need a beat? You need a beat though?
Nah.
We got the spooky beat. You need a beat, fam?
Now don't throw no beats on because I don't want this to get clipped, right?
Okay.
But I need the rap.
It's not no industry shit. It's my spooky shit.
What is your spooky shit? I don't know what you're talking about.
Or you can get spicy with it.
Yo, I can't hear nothing. I don't know if you got a fucking My First Sony board that you working off of or something.
You can hear it?
No, nigga, I can't hear it, nigga. Only you can hear it. Just silly ass. So
I'm going through my own shit. All right, man. Go ahead, man.
I need this shit like Rap Genius got. You gotta break my bars down. You know what I'm saying? Because my shit's layered.
Annotations.
Annotations.
Like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, cook, nigga. Keep it going again.
The fake creeping when there's no gatekeeping. They stay scheming when common sense gets thrown out the window. These the kinfolk that been worshiping white dominance since Jim Crow. They self-perpetuate insults to their own mentals. They will sneak up on you with the pistol like Abe Lincoln. House Negro certified, fertilizing fecal matter. Mixed morals, piss poor like the weakest bladder. These gifts came unexpected like Secret Santa. I ain't need no manna to drop from heaven, ma. No weapon formed against me can stop the blessings. Got the attention like I cocked a weapon. You should stop professing. I'm the top of my profession, no question. Stop it, you tripping. They want to block the message. Censor my mentions. It was already written like it's been in The Simpsons. Episode 144. Funny niggas like Pauly Short. Wait, what?
Cheers, son. Cheers, son. You drinking that Kendrick juice. Let me find out. I need that on a mustard beat.
You gonna get some. Like I said, I listen and I go right. I'm inspired. So, and this is again, fuck what they talking about, man.
Yeah, fuck what
They ain't talking about nothing. They ain't talking about nothing.
Ain't talking about
Good
nothing.
art inspires artists to create art, and that's just the bottom line.
That's
and
right.
I can't. And let me say this because this time last year we was making our mixtape, and the majority of them songs came from Drake beats.
Because we knew we could do it better.
Because we knew we could do it better, but still, that's still inspired. So, all right, so
Hold on. You be listening to the white dude, the professor?
yeah,
All right. So the professor was doing a review. He doubled back because he's like in love with the Kendrick project. And he pointed out that there was mad mixtapes this year. After we dropped after we dropped on 420 with the 48 Pillars of Power, Denzel Curry. That's a mixtape that he dropped.
Denzel dropped. I didn't know that.
Yeah. The mixtape Pluto. That's a mixtape, right?
Yeah. All of the Boldy James joints that he dropped with what's it? It's a producer that he worked exclusively with. I forgot the brother's name, but he's nice.
Is it Alchemist or is it
was no, it's not. It's not Alchemist. It's another dude. I think he's out of
Griselda Camp?
Might be. He might go. He go a little bit further back than that. I'm gonna tell you in a second.
Right.
But yeah, he dropped a series of mixtapes. Like I said,
Harry Fraud,
right?
And I'm not a big Boldy fan, to be honest with you. I love his poetry.
I wasn't either, but I be damned.
Oh man, I'm gonna check him.
Some slapping, right? Some be slapping. He putting them bars
He almost
together.
lost his life. He had a car accident.
Nicholas Craven, right? Boldy James and Nicholas Craven. Yeah, so he caught him right after he almost lost his life, right? He got him in the wheelchair and all that spitting, right? He came back with a fury, right?
So we need that's the shit that I want to do reactions to.
Yeah. Now it's not Arsenal, right? It's Ransom. Ransom and Conway mixtape, crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Ransom. It's a lot of music, bro.
Oh my goodness. You like 38 Special? You like that?
With 38 with Benny? Yeah. Can't front on 38. I mean, you can't front on 38. And I can never front on Benny's pen.
I know. I gotta listen to the mixtape, you know what I mean? I have a little aversion to the new Benny, but I'm gonna check it out.
You said you got an aversion to the new Benny?
Yeah, when I heard his album from Def Jam, and I'm used to Tanner Talks Benny.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Me off completely to anything else that he had to say.
I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I kind of tuned out as well.
Yeah. So it's mad mixtapes. Not mad mixtapes, but yeah, that's been like you know, that's been
what other ones you heard about? Yeah.
It's been a reemergence of what they call the mixtape because people are thinking that they're gonna hear a mixtape. No, it's an album, but it's like 12 tracks. Mm-hmm. Somebody said Mac Hammy album of the year. I was talking to AA. He said he went to see Mac Hammy with the classic music at Carnegie Hall type shit. Yeah, Carnegie Hall. So I gotta go tap in. Yeah. If y'all saying he got the album of the year.
I heard that. I heard that album. It was tight. And again, the professor sent me there because the professor was doing the breakdowns because he's French. So he was getting into all of the nuances, you know what I'm saying? He was giving the backdrop and the history. And I think that's so important because I think that I'm cultured and educated, but there's a lot of stuff that I would have missed if not for these breakdowns. Even with GNX, there's so much that I missed.
Yo, do I look like Snoop Dogg, Blue?
I would ask, do I look like Snoop Dogg?
I think every white person in here is like, you guys look. Even they got the bot form going crazy.
Yeah, nah. That's their go-to. Everywhere I go outside of black.
That's culture. How you know. Yo, shout out to all of my mayonnaise people in the audience. Shout out to the Helmets crew. You know what I'm talking about?
Somebody that look like, our folk never called me Snoop Dogg, but the Mexicans and white folk, Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas is like, yo, you like T.I., Cam Newton?
It's like Usher and T.I. Cam Newton on.
This shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to all of my white folks with no melanin in their eyes and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, wildin', bro. I love it though. I love that shit. I love it. That's that's a compliment. You know, Snoop Dogg is a
That's the
legend.
most famous face on the planet.
Most famous face on the planet. I guess I could go to South America
Be litty.
and start finessing niggas.
Bro,
on
I
a
showed
Snoop Dogg
it
walkthrough.
on live. The minute I crossed over into Mexico, the minute I crossed the border, hey, Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg. Hey,
I know it's white people because in the airport they be saying that. Is that Snoop? Is that Calvin Brodus? I'm like, what the fuck? What?
That Calvin Brodus? Yeah.
What the fuck do y'all see, bro?
I never saw that myself, but they see that.
The bots is going stupid, boy. I promise you. That's the white. That's the white go-to though. That's how I be knowing. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in Oklahoma now. When they start saying, I'm in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, but they'll roll you up and light you one though. So shout out to Snoop.
I ain't smoking with no white. I'm good.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna smoke. I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. They be sending niggas back from Whiteville, twisted. I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it. Yeah, but yeah, son, I can't be on, forever.
No doubt.
I appreciate we was on for 2.5. Yeah, I love chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? Coming on here and sharing some of my thoughts. I'm gonna write down, my next.
Keep writing, bro. Did you finish that rhyme that you were spitting? Was that it?
Oh yeah, that was
it up.
I mean, that was it for now. Yeah, I just,
Okay.
You know what I mean? I got other joints that's extensive, but that joint was short and sweet, to the point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I like that. That was bars. I wanted to hear that on a Squabble Up beat. Yeah, they say they got beats. They in the chat like I got beats.
Come on,
like that's what the Twitch is gonna be.
Yeah, shoot something.
Twitch is gonna take y'all in the studio, huh?
Yeah, they shoot something, and I'm gonna shoot something back, just fully recorded.
Right. Nah, I mean the live stream on the Twitch will be us in the studio cooking up in real time, so we get to see it in real effing time.
Yeah. And I've been advocating for that. I've been wanting to do that for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Live studio session where we let the people in there. And that's where membership comes in. If you're a top 10 member, you could select beats. We play you 4 or 5 selections, and that's where voting power comes in. Membership has its privileges, and we want things to be interactive going forward. The more that you participate, the more you get reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for y'all to get out of the seat of just being viewers and be full participants. And you don't have to break a sweat to do that. You don't have to cough up a lung to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't got to kick over, you know what I'm saying? A portion of your payments to do it either for minimal cost, but more so the way that we have incentivized the next membership program that's coming up for your participation, sharing videos, liking, comments, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Being engaged, you know what I mean? That is going to give you discretionary power in regards to voting, in regards to saying, yeah, I want to see this level of production. I want to see this be done. You know what I mean?
Definitely, because as you see the old business model falling apart, y'all, because that's theoretically what you're seeing. You're seeing an old world, an old paradigm,
an old business model sinking like a ship, dying right before your very eyes. The new business model that's emerging, right? If you're paying attention, is a business model where the audience is in. Now we bring you inside. You were outside before. You did not have no input. You were only consumers. Okay. You were only consumers. Now you become collaborators. And the business model that Tory Lanez introduced with the NFTs, and the business model that LaRussell brought forward, where you're getting shares on a song and whatnot, the same way that we got points. If I make 50 songs, I'll do 10 where it's all just shares. I don't need the lion's share of 50 songs. We could do 10 out of there where that's broken down into dividends and shares, the same way that you break down stocks, the same way that Marcus Garvey was selling shares to the Black Star Line and whatnot. That's how people are doing with their art.
Yeah. That's how they're doing with their art. You know what I mean? And
Nas did that too.
Did he?
Yeah, Nas was breaking down shares from some of his songs through United Masses.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were doing United Masses. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this joint. And again, I want full collaboration in terms of bringing in the listeners, the viewers, the fans. You know, for lack of a better term, I want you guys to be totally engaged and potentially compensated, you know, for your support. And like Red said, you know, your support can come down to your eyeballs, or, you know, you sharing content on your platform or leaving a comment. You know what I'm saying? There's different layers and levels of this, but it's accessible, it's easy. It doesn't require a blood transfusion. You know what I'm saying? This joint, I wrote this. I'm thankful. This is in the vein of what I was telling you about, in terms of I wrote this Thanksgiving after I finished working out.
Okay.
Just because, you know, it all starts with a bar. I'm hearing something in my head. You sit down on the shitter, and then everything starts coming to you like. I don't know if that's TMI, but
it is too much, bro.
Yeah. You know, again, the creative process. I don't know if I'm allowing y'all too much access to whatever the creative process is, but I like giving back.
Send you to Twitch with all of that TMI stuff, where you could take showers and be in the bathroom with people watching you.
I'm thankful for pain. My body's thankful when I train. I got a tank full of propane to gas me up. The angel of death passed me up when he came. Bones numb like cocaine. Gold guns on my frame. The pain is deafening. The pain is medicine. Like gums going numb when Novocaine to set it in. Let the record spin. I'm thankful for pain. My body's thankful when I train. My brain is entrained to mirror the same pain. I watch my partner conquer. Unleash the monster. Go insane. Go dumb. Respect is earned, not given. The mission is to grow your gains. Fuck pain. Go numb like Novocaine. It's gains over pain. Be thankful. As I sit here in pain.
Oh, that's what you got? That you got the short ones?
I got short ones, yeah.
I like that.
Short ones. You know what I mean? When I gave you too much, it'd be like it might be too much. It might be too much. But you know, I got joints going.
Yeah, you on your Kendrick shit. He figured out no more 400 bars. I gotta get these niggas 40 bars and get them out of here.
Gotta get them out of here. Got things to do.
Got babies to raise.
Got babies to raise.
Got weights to lift.
All that good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All that gush. All that goosh.
Yes, sir. And once again, if you're in the area, in the ATL area, my sister America Sutton has a December 7th. She's opening up her studio, and you guys are cordially invited. Send me a RSVP on our email, and also we're gonna play the video as well for the new people in the building for our new spot that we are going to be grand opening
on New Year's Eve. Now, it's a grand opening, but it's also an event, so it's not free. You know what I mean? We'll be having drinks, we'll be having 420, we'll have food. It's a part, it's a situation.
Okay. That fool gonna be in the building.
What's that?
That fool gonna be in the building.
Oh, you're gonna have food up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that food is gonna be in the building. We're gonna be eating right, everything right. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating.
Yeah, everything right.
Yeah, all my crypto bros pull up. Celebrating the touchdown year where people went from, not having to having. This is the year where it all turned around. I need to remind y'all. Remember, the last 4 years, it was a drought. You know what I mean? So people went from not having to having. And if you're not one of those people, then we would say to y'all, please lock in with us. We brought Chicago crypto to the table earlier this year. We brought the good brother giving you the information about the gold in Kiru, gold and silver, precious metals. We gave y'all that information. We brought Ross Ben, who did the predictions and whatnot. Hit a number one if y'all want to see Ross Ben on the show to pull up to give us some more predictions and whatnot.
Peace to you and yours, brother.
Hit a one if y'all ready for Ross Ben to come back and give us some more information as we close out this calendar year. But this right here is a commercial. Check us out.
Peace to you and yours, brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. Yes, they say all good things come to those who wait. And they also say it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. So with that being said, it's time to finish 2024 in spectacular fashion. Me and Blue Pill and the rest of our team cordially invite you to the grand opening of the Bookstore Gallery Studios, a one-of-its-kind content house, and also a membership club. You dig? Yes, we're going to be opening up our doors for the first time on New Year's Eve, and we invite you to pull up and be a part of history. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You, boy.
I deserve it all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We deserve it all, y'all. So for everybody, this is a celebration. We want to celebrate with our family, with our network, with our peoples and whatnot. We want to listen to some good music. We just want to celebrate because this is not about doom and gloom. You feel me? This is not about, talking about the fear mongering about shit that don't even exist, false expectations appearing real. This is about literally being optimistic. Like Sister Myra said, we're in a new timeline, but this new timeline will not come true if you're not optimistic. You cannot enter into this new timeline and you super pessimistic and you talk about you worried about Trump and all kind of dumb shit and and all of these other lower frequencies. That's not how this thing works. I'm gonna spit this little rhyme, then I'm out.
Yeah, let's get it.
I said no pompousness. I need accomplices who want accomplishments, who could prompt and shit, encompassing the Compton Crip, neighborhood nip, the monster Cody. All my chips need sponsorships. Who want to sponsor the Brody? The snub with the hollow tip, Chirac nigga. Yeah, he left to politic. He could have been the next Obama, but death was on him, as told by the mama of Dex Osama. Peso Pluma, growing up, we had to wrestle pumas. Pad Thai, the bad guys are the Magi's. Rabbis with the rabies, raising the babies to spit more lazy. We used to spit razors, then it was darts. Now we've descendants of art. $1 billion worth of game, and they still curse his name. And that was it. Little short bars, I'm just saying.
Yo, this joint is about social media. Real quick, I'm gonna leave with this because I like this joint. All right, called Toxic Options. And it again, I'm writing, so it's not all about me. I'm just pulling from shit. Okay. We've been inundated with options, generated these toxins by stimulating our optics. Generations got logged in and erased the state. What's popping? The agenda say we opt in, been impatient, so locked in's not an option. Eyes wondering like Judge Joe Brown, pimps up, hoes down. So when I go around looking for who I can throw down, mow down, Who will go down? It's a showdown. No clown need apply for. We swipe past the eyesores to find divine whores. We would slide for, but wouldn't provide for. I'm just stating facts. These socials that we post to are just dating apps, disguised to take our stats and make us ask for revenue splits. They use our shit to make incredible flicks off of measurable bricks. And with that,
I got one more, man.
Hip
Hop is 50.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas still getting killed in their neighborhood like they Nipsey. From 73 to 23, we lost a millions times 50. Boston Richard tossed the switches, the level went higher. Congregation of the dead. Niggas is known for having conversations with the feds. The pinky ring, blinky things, make them do freaky things. They eat it up like Pinky Doll or one of them pinky scenes. Yes, yes, yes. Going down the stairs like the slinky things. They changed the identity. They switched the frequency. Now we tone deaf. Sonic boom like flown jets. Chrome hearts and his and her chrome sets. Phone sex. Saturday Night Live. Black Sabbath. Backstabbers. I told them socket to my socket tree like KT. They was pocketing watching my pocket tree like JT. Hold on.
Backstab. That's it.
So I said, "Sock by say like Haiti, the Papa Doc presidential AP prophecies on apostrophe."
Any facet of lactic, I'm streaming past it. I'm crafted from amino acids. I've mastered the breathing factors. I've crafted the leanest stature. A king, a master who seen disaster. The scene was captured, flipped upside down. The greenest pastures. The doves cry now. They seen disaster. Release the rapture. We must rise now. Fuck being gentle, nigga. We come from the kennel, surrounded by cats and gin rats. We enact impact over the top like quarterback. Send that. Hail Mary. You fairies, keep running your mouth. I'ma run up in your dentals. The lungs up in his temple, fire guns up in your temple. A light worker who lifts heavy. Them seated press need to be correct to hit every muscle fiber. Hustle and bustle through the muck and mire. I need the plug to become Musk's supplier. He the rocket man. I just want to make the screws he used to build his rocket brand. Stop it, fam. You're not the man. Hiring cyber sleuths to find the truth. I train to compete. I train the elite. I train with my peeps every day of the week. I refrain from what's weak. I renamed it in speech. They blame in the streets because they lame and they weak.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, leave it at that too.
Bars. Yeah, so that's what's up. I need the plug to become Musk suppliers.
Yeah.
I like that.
That part.
Yeah,
I just want to make the screws he used to build his rocket brand. He the rocket man. Just let me make the screws. That's it. You know, let's think about industry. Become captains and titans of industry. How can you supply the suppliers? You know what I'm saying? And we need to have this conversation going forward. Like, what segment of America are you going to carve out to make your own? You know, America first, going into business. And you don't got to be a Trumper. I'm saying that, you know, we have to carve out what our lane is going to be, you know, what our footprint is going to be that we leave as a community, as a people, you know what I'm saying? Because with the extermination of DEI and all of those other things, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody looking out, ain't nobody giving you no handouts. You're not going to be prioritized. You're not going to be number one on anybody's list. This is going to be on us as a people to tighten it up.
Straight like that.
You know what I mean? And if they close the borders and you just have to compete with other Americans, can you exist? Can you survive? You know what I mean? Like,
what do you have to offer?
What
like,
do you have to offer?
Right.
Wouldn't people get one up on you? You feel me?
Right.
Can you compete with a redneck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
can you compete with the Mexican? Can you compete with the Indians? The Pateks? Can you compete with some of these Asians? Like, we have to conquer multiple industries and stand on that shit. You know what I mean? And then begin to conquer even more. So, yeah.
That part.
The information on the studio, it's in the link. The link is in the bio. You could click the link. It'll take you to the RSVP form and you fill it out. You do what you got to do. And we look forward to seeing all my AT aliens, not my KT aliens, because you could fly in for this. This is one of those.
It's one of those.
I'm talking about. Yeah, it's one of those. You know what I mean? We definitely gonna be we're gonna be doing it up. You know what I mean? We're gonna be doing it up.
Yes, sir. All right. More details definitely coming forward and forthright in the next few days. We're gonna be putting on the hits and dressing this thing up and really showing you how we're going to leave 24 these 44 years, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna leave it in class and in style. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna walk up into 25, you know, solar activated. You know what I'm saying? Solar cycle 25 it's gonna be that year. It's gonna be the year of years. And we intend to be right there.
Yes. Super
You know,
fact.
playing
So
it
with
all
that
out.
being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all of your time and your patience and your attention. You had something to say?
No, I was just giving the
Yeah.
piece.
We appreciate everybody. We'll see you tomorrow, Third Eye Thursdays. You
I'm gonna
dig?
pull up.
Once
Yeah, I'm
again,
gonna pull up.
rising power to my day one poop man. You know what I mean? Your name and your legacy will live on forever through us. All right.
Brother.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
We're gonna end it on with the 44 tops. Make sure y'all hit up that buy me a coffee, show love to the channel. That's the way that you support us. All right.
Yeah,
Peace.
you could get that go body.
You get that. Yeah,
situation.
you get that book. Yeah. If you buy more than 5 coffees, I believe you could claim that book and whatnot. And you could claim this song. Anybody that supports it starts at $5. You get this song right here for, you know what I mean, for the claim. So peace. Let's get it. One.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.